I'm just going to remain standing. It is a pleasure to call this meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for the City of Natchez to order, and it is so good to see everyone. Thank you for being here. Let us, we're still, Alderman Frazier, is he?
In the bathroom.
Here.
Okay. Well, we'll just go ahead with our prayer and pledge, and he'll join us in just a second. Let us join together in prayer. Father, we thank you for this day and so many blessings. Thank you for bringing us through the storm as you always do. Father, we do lift up those in our community who have been affected. The gentleman, in fact, who lost his life during a fire just last night. Father, these situations are always challenging, and we can't make it without you. And so we ask you to continue to hold your hand upon all of us, and a hand of protection especially on our first responders, our public works crew members, our Entergy and Southwest crew members, and so many others. Father, we also pray for those in the northern areas of our state who have been hit in such a more extreme way than we were. And Father, we just pray that restoration will come and healing will come. Let us now enjoy the blessings of this night, being together, safe, able to discuss the needs of the city. Let our discussion be pleasing to you and all of our decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let us now repeat together our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated, and we'll ask the clerk to administer the roll call.
Alderwoman Hall. Here. Alderman Frazier.
Right here.
Alderwoman Smith. Here. Alderwoman Irving.
Here.
Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Maroney.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, all are present and accounted for.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And Alderman Frazier, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mr. Mayor. Good to see everybody.
It's just good to see y'all and good to be seen. We now will have approval of minutes.
We have one set of minutes on the agenda for approval tonight, and that is the special called meeting held on January 6th, 2026.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, we will have a public hearing tonight on adjudicated properties. And so we will entertain now a motion to go into a public hearing. Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. We are now in a public hearing, and the way that we have been doing this is we first have the presentation made, and I can see Commander Lee Best is here, and Officer Vasquez. We appreciate you being here, Jose, to provide this report. We're going to allow you to make the presentation because I know there have been some changes. Once you have, if we have any property owners or anyone here on behalf of a property that's still on the list, we then will recognize you for a brief time to speak each. And then we will then see what the board wishes to do. The actions we take tonight will not be during the public hearing, but after we adjourn the public hearing, the motions will be taken care of back during our regular meeting. So, Officer Vasquez.
Good evening, board, mayor.
Good evening.
So this is the public hearing for January 27, 2026. Here we just have the Mississippi Code, Title 21, 21-19-11, which determines, this is how we were able to bring these properties to get adjudicated. And that's it right there as well. So this is just a procedure we do. We receive a complaint, inspection, warning. We verify the ownership of the property and the notice of the public hearing, and then the final inspection, which is 48 hours before this meeting. All right. The first property on the list is 6 Wallace Court, and it's for offensive accumulations. It's owned by Robert Carter Jr. This property was last inspected today, and it is still in violation of offensive accumulation. It was all that. Let me see. Okay, that's how it looks right there. I was able to speak with Mr. Robert, with Mr. Carter, and he said he was going to clean it, but he hasn't gotten to it. So
He's here tonight, though.
it's before y'all. The next property is 12 Marblestone Road, and it's for offensive accumulations as well. It's owned by Mr. James R. Todd, and his son keeps the property, and I believe is part owner, Mr. Christopher Todd. The property was last inspected also today, and the warning letter, the letter for the adjudication of the property was sent on the 6th and posted on the property on the 9th of this month.
And I just want to say, what
Yes,
is it that,
Alderwoman Irving,
thank you,
you're
Mr. Mayor.
recognized.
What is it that, is this the property here?
Yes, so he's cleaned the property right there, we can see, but he's leaving this overgrowth on the fence with the neighbor, and his neighbor's the one complaining because it's pushing down their fence onto their property. So he actually, a few months ago, we sent him a letter about, because it was really overgrown, and he cleared it. And we've been trying to get him to get the fence, but he hasn't gotten to it yet, and that's why we're bringing it
Okay,
to y'all.
okay, thank you.
And that'll actually be it for the properties we're presenting for education for today.
Okay, so we only have 2 properties. Could you give us an update on where we stand with all the other properties that were on the list
Right.
and why you aren't presenting them tonight? You don't have to go through each one, but just give us a
Okay.
summary of how y'all done over the last.
Okay,
few days.
there's been a good amount of properties from all throughout the city, I believe. It's maybe over 10 properties that we had on the list. All those owners have cleaned the properties, and they're no longer in violation of any of the city ordinances. I'm sorry, I didn't get the exact number for this with the
And
holidays
so
and everything.
we only have 2 this evening,
That
Mr.
haven't.
Carter and Mr. Todd.
Yes, and we have one property that's been cleaned since the last presentation.
Okay.
I believe that y'all do that after.
Okay, all right. Well, we're in a public hearing. Right now, we're only going to entertain commentary on these 2 properties. The one that was shown with the offensive accumulation belonging to Mr. Carter, and then the one with the overgrown fence belonging to the Todd family. And so we'll ask first, is anyone here on behalf, I understand Mr. Carter is here.
Mhm.
Mr. Carter, if you would like to come and address the board, you are more than welcome. And just take a few minutes to explain what's going on. When you do arrive at the podium, please sign in and also be sure to state to us for the record your full name and address.
My name is Robert L. Carter Jr. I own the property at 6 Wallace Court. But I really didn't know nobody was staying in it. I had it boarded up. I hadn't been checking on the property. But then when I went over, when I was notified, somebody had moved in and staying in it without my knowing. Then when I got in touch with him, he said I didn't even know nothing about it till they had a note tacked on the house. So when I went over there and they had it up on the house, then he hadn't even told me about it. He was just staying in the house. So the house is a mess. It do need cleaning up. Give me a chance to get somebody over there and clean it up.
Okay. Mr. Carter, if you would sign in your name, there should be a sheet there. Is there a sheet for him to sign in?
Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alderwoman Irving?
I'll let him sign his name. Go on.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, when you just address us as well.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Alderwoman Irving, you're
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
recognized.
I just wanted to ask, was it someone you knew staying or was it a squatter at your property? Just moved in without you knowing? Was it a family member or?
He was, my ex-wife died.
Yes.
He's her brother that moved in
Okay.
without even notifying me.
Yes, sir.
Moved in.
Okay. That's what I needed to know.
Okay. Alderwoman Smith?
It's all of the items outside of the property, how long have they been there? And is that a responsibility of him? Did he do that or was it like that already?
Man,
All of the items that are out all over the yard, was that like that before he squatted in your property?
no man.
So you're saying that he's responsible for all of that?
All of that's outside the house, Mr. Carter.
Yeah, all of it.
When you look up there, it's up there on the screen.
Yeah.
So he's responsible for all of that, Mr. Carter?
Yes, ma'am. All that don't belong to, it's another little lot right there, then there's another house right there. Some of it belongs to the other house next door.
Okay. But what's on that porch is what?
Yeah, that's what's on that porch. What he draws there.
In the front yard?
No, not when I first bought it.
No, I say in the front yard.
Yeah.
Alderwoman Smith?
When was code enforcement, was the department notified about this? I'm asking code enforcement on this.
When we're notified.
How long
If we
have
can go
y'all?
back to the timeline.
When did you first see this property?
So this property, we have to look at the actual file and how to do this. But we knew before that was sent, and we actually went out there on, before the official letter and before we officially talked to them, we went out there. I would like to say over a month before we talked to, I'm sorry, he said he was Mr. Carter with him, and I talked to that he was the owner. And so I informed him and also a lady that was living there, that, that they needed to clean up. We tried to give them an opportunity before we start the official process and start the warnings and all that. And he said he would come in, but I was misinformed. I thought he was Mr. Carter.
So, Mr. Carter, if I could ask, when was your first communication with code enforcement? When you received the notice posted on the property on January 9th, or when you received the letter?
No, that's when the letter was posted on the house. I went down in the alley. That's when I saw it like that, and nobody tell me about it.
And when did you first see that notice?
About a week or so ago.
About a week or so ago? Okay, thank you. Any?
Yeah, I got-
Yes, I've got to go. Alderman Frazier, and I'll come back to you.
Robert, how you doing? We grew up together, right? Let me say this to you, Robert. You've been kind of down and out and sick, right? You've been down and out and sick, right? You've been kind of sick?
Yeah.
Yeah. My suggestion to you, Robert, like I say, we all grew up together, we childhood friends. You just got to get you a trailer, some kind of trailer. Is your truck running?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to haul it off to the dump. It's all.
I got a trailer and a truck.
Okay, just get it hauled out to the dump, Robert, because you don't need this kind of headache on you. And I know you're disabled, kind of like disabled too, and you don't need this. If you can get somebody to help you, just go and get it hauled off.
Back to you, Alderman Smith.
Just quickly, what kind of time frame do you need now that you are aware and can get a trailer? What kind of time frame are you looking at?
Couple weeks. And then a couple weeks now, I have it. You have to weather let me,
Yeah.
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 Yes, yes. Alderwoman Irving?
I just want to say this, that is in my ward, and I actually wrote, those roads and things, they've been there for quite a length of time. So you've had people use that as a dump site as well. It sits on the back of Beaumont Street, okay? So they're driving down that little alley, going down there, putting things there. I ride over that area quite frequently. And the rugs and things has been there a while. The rugs and thing, actually, you were with me one afternoon. I think that was you when we did that alley. We called over and we actually walked the area. So the majority of that was there. Now, what was on the house wasn't there. But the rugs and things, that's just been when somebody's using it as an illegal dump site. And I do know you're going to be responsible for getting it moved, but all of that was not there on their property.
Well,
So if I can make a motion that we extend and give him,
we can't entertain
Okay.
motions in the public
Okay.
hearing, but we can come back to you.
okay.
Yeah.
And I do want to say this, Mr. Mayor, too, while I have the floor, is
Yeah.
that we are expecting inclement weather again, possibly this weekend. So they would consider that taking off those days. He said a couple of weeks. It may even be a week later than that time frame for him to get started with removing it due to
Okay.
the cold weather.
Thank you.
hmm
Back to you, Alderman Smith. Okay, do we have any other discussion? Mr. Carter, thank you so much. We will be ending our public hearing in a moment, and I'm sure some motions will be made, and we'll see what the board determines to do at that time.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions of us?
No.
All right, well, you take care. Thank you.
Contact information.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Well, next we have the property belonging to the Todd family. Do we have anyone on behalf of the Todd family here?
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Mr.
Yes,
Todd
Commander.
did call and said that he had planned to make it, but he left town because of the ice and has not made it back. So he's going to come in and talk with us tomorrow.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, with that said, I'm going to now ask for a motion to adjourn the public hearing and go back to our regular meeting.
So move.
And I think Mr. Carter ought to wait and see what the board decides.
Yeah.
Yes. So the motion has been made. Who made the motion?
I did.
Alderwoman Irving has made the motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. We are now back in our regular meeting, and I will entertain a motion if you'd
Okay.
like to make a motion, Alderwoman Irving.
Yes, sir. I make a motion that we extend a grace period of 30 days for Mr. Carter to get 6 Wallace Court cleaned, to remove the items off that property.
Even if we do adjudicate, the mayor and the board adjudicates the property, there will be some time before we get to it. So if you'd rather adjudicate it and still give him some time, we wouldn't have to present it again.
But then he needs to be aware of that time as well, because he's at the door exiting. So could you get him back in so that he will know?
Told him, Jose.
Okay.
Thank
Ask
you.
Mr. Carter to come back in.
Do I have a second for Alderwoman Irving's motion? Because
Which is,
her motion as it stands is to give him 30 days,
Mhm.
do you want to?
but.
And I do because of the inclement weather,
I
so.
kind of though
Second.
agree with it. All right, the motion has been seconded by Alderman Davis. I want to say though that I kind of agree. If we give this extension and it's not cleaned up, we have to go through the adjudication process all over again. That's not fair to those neighbors to have to deal with this for an extended period of time. I would say adjudicating the property is the best course. And then, as you just said, Commander Best, we can always not follow on through as long as he gets it cleaned up. It would take over 30 days
Oh,
for
to
the
rescind the letter.
adjudication to actually kick in.
Okay,
So, Alderman Irving, we
I can
can
rescind
either
that.
go to a vote or you can rescind.
I can
your-
rescind the, I
Okay.
can rescind it.
The motion has been rescinded. I will now,
So from today's
I
date.
would like to entertain a motion to follow through with adjudication on both of these properties, because time can also be allowed to the Todd family as well. But in the
Right.
event they didn't get it cleaned up, the adjudication is on
That's
record.
right, that's right.
So
Yes.
have a motion to that effect to adjudicate both properties
Second.
by Alderman Maroney. It is seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion.
Just only
Alderwoman Smith.
discussion is we realize when we do that, then it's legally our response. I mean, they don't have to do it now. We've given them the opportunity to not have to do it. But I mean, hopefully they'll do what they say they're
Well,
going to do.
I know the character of both of the
Negative to it.
people, they will follow through. If he's here tonight and he's been extremely ill, if he's here tonight, he's gonna follow
I
through.
hope so.
That's the caliber of the people in our community, and Mr. Todd will as well.
And then just a reminder, even
Yes,
when you
Alderman.
own multiple properties, you have to check on them. It sounds
Mhm.
like it's been.
Yes.
He's been sick.
That's-
He's been
That's
ill,
correct.
greatly ill.
So with that said, I will call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Now, I actually am going to need a roll call vote on the resolution. Do we have the wording for the resolution that has to be read and placed on the minutes?
I have a question, Mayor.
Okay. And then we will get a roll call vote on the resolution.
I
Yes,
just have a
Alderwoman
question on these properties that are in red here on the list. They have been cleaned, but I just wonder, what is that signifying that that's being cleaned? The ones that are in red?
No, ma'am, when I get to the municipal intercept, you'll understand that
Okay.
those property owners do not live in Mississippi.
Gotcha. And you're right about that because they're in my ward. So, okay, gotcha. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
All right. So we will now entertain a motion to approve the resolution. Because we just made the motion to adjudicate. But technically, I just did a voice vote on that motion. We have to have a roll call vote. Would you read the resolution for us? It has to be read in public.
Resolution adjudicating nuisance properties in the city of Natchez, Mississippi. Whereas the charter of the city of Natchez, Mississippi provides powers to the mayor and board of aldermen generally to ensure property is clean and maintained and to ensure the health, safety, and welfare. And whereas the mayor and board of aldermen, as authorized by state law and by section 4281B of the Natchez City Code, following the provision of the notice required by section 21-1911 of Mississippi Code of 1972 as amended, held a public hearing on January 27, 2026 at 6 p.m. at 115 South Pearl Street, Natchez, Mississippi, in the council chamber building to determine if the property herein described is in such a state of uncleanliness as to be a menace to public health, safety, and welfare of the community. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and board of aldermen and regular council convened that pursuant to the aforesaid section 21-1911 Mississippi Code 1972 as amended, the condition of the following properties was considered at a duly noticed public hearing. The mayor and board of aldermen determined that one of the following conditions exist on the properties: grass and weed over 12 inches in height, failure to maintain exterior of building, vehicles parked beyond 72 hours, dangerous or dilapidated structures, offensive accumulations, screening unsightly items. Pursuant to the report of the investigating code enforcement officer, the conditions on the property are in violation of section 301.3 and section 302.4 of the 2009 International Property Maintenance Code, adopted by reference in section 5.9.2 of the Development Code of the City of Natchez, Mississippi, 12 Marblestone Road, and 6 Wallace Court for offensive accumulation. The public interest and necessity requiring same, this resolution shall become effective upon passage. The above and foregoing resolution, after having been first reduced to writing and was introduced by the board.
All right, thank you. I'm going to clean something up. I've made a mistake to get a voice vote. Just a simple voice vote. It needs to be a roll call vote. So we're going to go back and vote. Alderman Maroney, the motion you made, I'd like for it to make sure it includes approval of the resolution adjudicating.
I would like to move that we accept that resolution
Mhm.
and that we proceed to adjudicate these two properties.
Okay, Mr. Attorney, could we strike that other motion since it was improper and I made a mistake in acknowledging that vote, and do this the right way, because we do need a roll call vote.
Yes, we'll go with the new motion Mr. Maroney just made.
Okay, just trying to clean things up a bit. Madam Clerk, if you will, in the minutes, acknowledge that this is the motion that we are voting on, and it is approving the resolution. I'll now call for the question. Again, we'll proceed to a vote. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier,
Aye.
Alderwoman Smith,
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving,
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. We do have another resolution to approve, and this is an agreement with the Mississippi Municipal Intercept Company. Commander Best, would you like to present that resolution? I don't believe you have to read the resolution. All of the aldermen were giving this in advance, but if you would like to explain what it does.
Sure. Each of you should have the legal verbiage in your packet, but when the board will assess cost on these properties and we mail invoices, once these invoices, if they were to become 60 days delinquent, we could, or we'd be able to, once a year, send these to the Municipal Intercept Company. And once we turn them over to MIC, they will then intercept that property owner's income tax return for the state.
All right.
So moved.
I have a motion to approve the resolution by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Alderwoman
I've been
Hall.
trying to get this done for some time. Thank you, Commander Best.
Yes.
You're welcome. This could also apply to municipal court fines as well, if we choose to exercise that.
Okay. Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I'm not against this. However, I know that with this House bill, income tax has already been reduced. It's going to be null to none within the next 4 years. So, and you have to consider, and I say this all the time because I believe in for the people, helping the people in every aspect. So I don't want to take away from a family that barely gets enough with earned income credit for their children, because that's how they basically receive, if you have children under 13 years of age, to receive an income tax. And then I'm going to take away from that. And everybody has the right to express their opinion. And that's what I'm doing.
I agree.
That's what I'm doing.
This is an instrument to collect the fines.
I understand.
Accrued from cleaning adjudicated properties only.
I think I would rather see a garnishment of a payroll check versus their income tax, because that's an annual income.
This is state law.
Thank you, Alderwoman Irving.
Thank you.
Do I have any further
Yeah,
discussion?
I got.
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
So in other words, this is a collection agent that we're gonna collect the money, but it's just like you can go through, say like you get a speeding ticket in Louisiana and you wanna pay your fine, you could pay it through a collection agent and they collect the fine for you. This
Yes,
is
sir.
something similar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My last and final question. Mr. Attorney, is that legal for us to do that?
Yes, sir. It's state statute, state law. This is not a garnishment. This is
I
an
get that, but
intercept
just because they passed the
that's
law, doesn't mean it's
performed
right.
through the Mississippi Municipal League and the MIC, who intercepts the funds to repay the city for the costs that they incur.
Yes, and I'll clarify, and these funds are intercepted from their state income tax
Oh, state
refund.
Refund.
Oh,
Refund. That's
State
very
income
important.
tax
Oh,
refund.
that's why I need some
That's correct.
So in
clarification.
other words, if the person owes the city, and this is not just for adjudicated properties, this is also if the person owes fines, like you said, Alderman Frazier. If they do owe the city money, this allows them to receive a letter, giving them a warning, giving them a certain amount of time to correct and pay the debt. And if they don't, then there is a withholding of that debt from their income tax refund, including administrative fees for the process. And then the city is made whole 100%, and the municipal service company, the intercept company, receives the actual administrative cost. Alderman Irving is correct. This is good as long as the state is giving refunds on income tax. In a few years, there may have to be another strategy, but for now, this is what we've got.
My next question.
Alderman Maroney?
I would just like to say, yes, this is only intercepting state income tax refunds. Now, I hate to take money from people, but this is money that is owed to the city of Natchez. And if they, and it has been rightly levied against these people, if we don't collect this money, then you are then putting that debt onto all of the innocent citizens of Natchez that take care of their property, that don't incur legal fines by getting speeding tickets or getting arrested for something and incurring a fine. These people have incurred a fine for a reason. And if they don't pay the fine, you're putting the burden of that on everybody else that's following the rules and doing their part.
That's correct. That's correct.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
I'm perfectly aware of that, but as I say, I just want to get some clarification on this ordinance and stuff. But you know, as you stated earlier, my next question was, we're gonna pass this resolution, but who knows, in the next 6 months or 8 months, the state legislature will be
Say
trying to
4
do away
years.
with income tax. So, you know,
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
yeah.
Thank you. I also,
Question.
and the question has been called. Before we go to vote, I want to make sure everyone understands. I want to do this not just for what's owed on our adjudication cleanup, but also any court fines. That is also allowed under this program. So when we get to, when we move forward, we need to address that too. We have uncollected court
Ms. Mayor,
fines. And many other cities are doing
Ms.
this.
Mayor,
So it's not that it's illegal. Yes, Alderman Murray.
I just want to interject and say this. Now, with the court fines, I've known previously with our municipal judge would actually work out a plan where they're making based on their income. And again, it's based on their income, the amount that they pay. They even do work release. So, and she had set up, well, this is what the previous municipal judge had done. And so, okay. So then at this point,
As long as they're following what the judge says.
And they
they're
are,
not in
because-
violation.
right, and this is what they've shared earlier,
These are
that they
those
are
who
reporting
not
and paying.
Following what the
Okay.
judge has said.
Oh, okay.
If they are not following what the judge has said, then they are in violation.
Can't
and
get
those
blood out of
fines
the
then
turnip.
become due and payable. Now, the question has been called.
Well, you mentioned for municipal court, this resolution is for adjudicated properties.
Yeah.
That's it.
But he mentioned adjudicated.
This
The-
is for adjudicated
That's all.
properties.
We have that list, but I want to say we need to expand this.
It's
We,
not in this resolution.
we'll take care of this for now,
But
but I think we
that's
need to
another
very
day,
quickly
but this
come back and
resolution-
apply this support fees because they are qualified as
It
well.
could, but for this resolution.
But it has to be what's in the resolution. That's what she's
We
stating.
will be passing the resolution as it's written. We'll take care of that hopefully at our next meeting. We need to get that done as well. I will call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion
This
indicate
is a
by saying,
resolution.
yes, this is for the resolution.
This is a roll call.
And this will be a roll call. Okay, Alderwoman Hall had made the motion to approve this resolution. We now are about to have a vote and we'll do it by roll call. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier,
Me.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving,
Nay,
Alderman Davis, Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you. I noticed that there's another item, resolution to adjudicate costs for cleanup. Is there another resolution that needs to be approved, Commander Best?
Yes, there's one more.
well, do we have a copy of that resolution? I've only read one.
All three should have been in your packets. This one goes with,
The library? Well, I thought that one did.
Okay,
Let's
we
see.
have the schedule.
I have that.
The resolution is this schedule, and we're approving this schedule. It is a schedule equaling
Yeah, that's not a resolution.
$6,791.
Okay, we have that, but that says adjudicated properties that have been clean cost per property. It doesn't say a resolution anywhere.
I have the resolution to adjudicate these costs for these properties.
We have a resolution.
We have that copy?
Resolution is in your packet.
Where is it?
Yeah, because
Could you bring us what you're referring to, ma'am?
I didn't see that. Thank you. No, I don't recall that because I would have read that. No, sir, I don't have that.
I don't have it. I'm looking at mine here. We have that.
Oh,
We have,
now let's see what's in this manila folder.
we have the schedule, but we actually don't have this resolution to have. Yeah. And
That's
so-
all we have, sir.
And so this resolution imposes assessments for cleanup costs on adjudicated properties. And just very quickly, whereas certain properties within the city of Natchez have been adjudicated to the city due to the property being in such a state of uncleanliness to be a menace to public health, safety, and welfare of the community. And whereas such properties have been found to contain nuisances, unsafe conditions, or violations of local ordinances requiring the city to perform cleanup, abatement, or maintenance work to protect public health, safety, and welfare. And whereas the costs incurred by the city for such cleanup and abatement are recoverable under Mississippi Code 21-1911. Whereas it is in the best interest of the city to assess the cost to the addresses attached in Exhibit A, and we have the exhibit, together with any applicable administrative and/or legal fees as a lien or special assessment against the subject properties. Whereas the mayor and board of aldermen additionally assess a penalty in the amount of, do we have an amount
Mm-hmm.
that we are applying?
It's on the list.
And we do?
Mhm.
Okay. What is that? We have okay, it's on the schedule. Now therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and board of aldermen of the city of Natchez that, number one, assessment of costs, the cleanup and abatement costs listed in Exhibit A are hereby assessed against the adjudicated properties identified therein. Number two, assessment of penalty. The penalty in the amount of, and it's a dollar amount on the schedule, which does not exceed the limitations of $1,500 or greater than 50% of the actual cost of cleanup. Number three, lien or special assessment. Such assessment shall constitute a lien or non-ad valorem special assessment against each property until paid in full, enforceable in accordance with Mississippi Code 21-1911. For collection, the city clerk is authorized to collect said assessments, including interest and penalties as allowed by law. 5, notification. The clerk shall cause notice of this resolution and the assessments to be sent to the last known owners of record and recorded in the official records. The above foregoing resolution, after having first been reduced to writing and was introduced by alderperson, seconded by alderperson, and adopted by the following vote. It's a very straightforward resolution. It's allowing us to follow state law in collecting what is owed to the city. These are legal debts. They are owed. They're collectible. We just approved the resolution adjudicating, the resolution approving agreement. Now we are going to ask for a motion to approve a resolution to adjudicate the cost for cleanup.
So moved.
I have a motion by Alderwoman
Second.
Hall, seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I just want to say this, that we needed the resolution in our hand, Mayor. I'm glad you read that, but we actually need it in our hand prior to asking us to make this. I have no problem with what's being asked, but it should have been given to us in advance so that we could absorb that information. But I have no problem with that because I understand it. But moving forward, We need all of our I need all of my documentation. Can't speak for anyone else.
Did you
But I would
receive,
like-
the?
I have this, but I did not receive this
Do you
resolution.
have the resolution for the adjudicated properties too?
No, sir.
Because I've never put that in the packet.
No, but we should be. Anytime we do that process, that should go in our packet.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman Irving.
And thank you. You guys do a great job. I know we're still new at this. We're fine tuning it, but we do need those documentations because we get the calls from at least our constituents. And so we need documentation to be able to explain to them moving forward as well.
And this is where the addresses listed in red
Yes.
would not qualify for municipal intercept because they don't live in the state.
Right, right. I saw that. I did. That's why I was asking, what about those red copies here?
All right, any further discussion?
Yes,
Yes? Alderman Frazier?
simply stated, I would just like to say, she is exactly right. In the future, I will not be voted on any resolution if I don't have it in my pack. The law said that you got to have all this before you bring it to us. We got to read it. And you read it openly, but we got to have it in our personal property. And plus, we got to have it for our own records. Okay? So,
Okay.
like I said,
Thank you, Alderman
just,
Frazier.
to do the right thing, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Call the question.
The question's been called. We'll proceed to a vote. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier,
Uh-huh.
Alderwoman Smith,
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving,
Aye.
Alderman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, code enforcement.
Thank
you,
you
Board.
very much. And we will make sure in the future, any resolutions are given to you in advance. Thank you
Absolutely.
for making that point. Now we have our welcome visitors, Mr. Carl A. Hayes II. You are recognized for 5 minutes to fulfill your request to speak with the Mayor and Board of Aldermen. And it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Hayes.
Always. How's everyone doing?
We're doing
Doing
well.
well.
Thank you.
I put in my request to make an apology to my fellow Natchezians because after these 4 months of being here, a lot of things have gone down. A lot of people I've talked to, different levels of Natchez society, whatever you want to call it and stuff. So first, I would like to apologize to my family because there's been a lot of things that I've done that's betrayed trust or hurt some people. Wasn't cool, so I apologize on that. The stew pot. I apologize to the stew pot because, as I've been told, it's a private entity. There's other ways to take care of this place. I'm not part of certain levels of society that are able to take care of these things. Certain sororities, fraternities, whatever else, clubs around here, all these different things and stuff. So I apologize that I'm not a part of that and able to make a more of a larger impact with the stew pot and stuff. Apologize also that I'm not a deputy sheriff's son, A lot of people have told me their sentiments about how they feel about law enforcement and a lot of things that go on here. And I know if I had pulled a gun on somebody back in the day, my dad would have chastised me. Okay. I know that for a fact. And that this person can run around the way he did that day and stuff. And my affidavit sat on a judge's desk for a month. Okay. It's not cool. I don't know what kind of processes are going on, but I haven't been here for 23 years. So, I apologize for not knowing the ins and outs of, as I've been told, the United States way, the Mississippi way, and then you have the Natchez way. Okay. And Natchez does things a lot differently than everyone else. Okay. Very, very unfortunate. If I had the possibility or opportunity, there was a young lady who told me during one of the parades, some of the people from ACCS were throwing empty boxes at the black people. Okay. If I had the possibility, I would go and check cameras. I would do an investigation to find out who's lying, what really happened and stuff. There's a lot of things that happen here that people tend to ignore. They're content with because they don't have no one to talk to. They don't have a trust. Yeah. A lot of people say, well, I've been doing this and I've been doing that. And if you feel offended by anything I've said since I've been here in these 4 months, then I apologize for that. But if the shoe fits, wear it. Okay. A lot of people don't really understand the wisdom behind that. If somebody was to sit here and say, "Oh, black people be stealing this stuff," well, I don't steal. you're not talking about me, okay? So we need to get into this mind frame of, I don't know, doing something better, talking better with each other. Miscommunications happen a whole lot since I've been here, you know, and I've had even students tell me, well, I'm only doing good in school because I'm going to get a tattoo and an earring from my parents and stuff. Where are we going with our people? Where are we going with our youth? The generations are going so far apart from each other that it's absolutely insane. There were adults who did not know that it's free to come here and speak. They did not know this. Or how are we pushing this information out to people? What information are we pushing out to people? What education level are we pushing for? Because a lot of people are in the dark on a lot of things. I'm not trying to point the fingers at anybody, but these are problems. And anybody to sit up here and say, well, I'm doing this, that has nothing to do with this right here. And like I said, I apologize that I came up in here raising hell, okay? A lot of people didn't like how I came here, okay? Are you being disrespectful? You're arrogant, you're pointing fingers at people, you're doing this and that. No, it's all about love. When I bring my daughter from Germany to Nashville, Mississippi, I want to show her something. I don't want her to see her all this craziness going on here. And it doesn't have to be, okay? But, people taking trips to Chicago or Hawaii or wherever else to learn about jobs and stuff, that's the cool part. That's the cool part. And like I said before, too many people here and too many levels of public officials, society and stuff, they're just too cool, okay? Police roll around, tinted out, too cool, okay? The stuff I hear from, I ain't gonna say whether it's current or former police officers, but things I have heard is absolutely insane. Insane what people are allowed to do just because they got a badge. And they're open about it. Person who talked to me just willy-nilly out in the open. Didn't care who was hearing it. It's absolutely insane, the stuff that's going on, but it's all good. Much love and peace to all. I promise you that. If you need help, I'm around. People got my number. I'll call people. People have given me their number, and they have not wanted to actually follow through on stuff. They did it for the cameras, okay? I went and talked with them, and oh yeah, we're gonna figure out something and stuff. No, but I ain't heard from them since. Okay, so it's very unfortunate. A lot of things like this happen. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Hey, Mr. Robert, I'm gonna get with you. Okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna take care of that. All right.
Thank you.
Real talk. Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
one. I gotta
You
go pick up
too.
my mom.
Thank you.
Peace and love.
God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Thank you. All right. Next on our agenda, we have Chandler Russ, Executive Director, actually CEO of Natchez Inc. Mr. Russ, it's good to see you. And you are now recognized.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And I believe y'all have in your packets a resolution. This is basically the same resolution we passed in 2021, and it's basically updating the legislation authorizing Natchez Inc. For the next 5 years, and that's really it. I answer any questions that you might have regarding it. You've got the resolution. Like I said, it is basically the previous resolution that this board passed in 2021. It's been cleaned up and dates changed and updated, but other than that, it's very similar.
Do I have a motion? A motion by Alderwoman Hall to approve the joint resolution. Second by Alderman Maroney. We'll now have discussion.
Yes.
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
I got one question, Chairman. Maybe you can answer, maybe you can't. I understand what you're doing and everything, trying to work to get everything up here. I see that we got we're gonna have a new Hobby Lobby. We got a new section. Here's my thing. I understand about those jobs. What about I shouldn't say, what about these high paying jobs like industry? Like, are you working on trying to get something in there like that? We need a major industry in Nashville. I understand about service jobs, but a major industry that's paying $15 to $20 an hour, $25. That is what we need. If we can get one, we can see the light. If we get 2, we go all the way. If we get 3, we good. But
Yeah,
I want to know, are you working on a major industry? We had the plant out here that they had out here, it failed through the biofuel plant. But like I say, we need jobs whereby we can hold people in this community. We got people leaving every day because they can't find a high-paying job. And I know we're in Southwest Mississippi, the forgotten part of the state, and I say the state legislature, they gave me a chance the other day. But we need some kind of industry to retain our people. And we're losing, I think we lost about 300 people. We lost about 300 people that left town, maybe more than that.
It's
But-
18, about 1,800.
But as I say, what are you working on for the sustained nexus and for the plan for the future? We need to start planning for the future in order to keep our children here and keep everything going in nexus. I understand about tourism, but fine. As I said, and a lot of people don't like it, maybe I might get put on blast, but that's fine. Tourism doesn't benefit everybody. Because if you got a family of 4, you cannot feed a family of 4 off of $25,000 a year. And you got to pay insurance, you got to pay a light bill, gas bill, house bill, whatever. You can't do it. So my thing is to you again, what is in the future?
Yeah, so we're definitely actively working through on major clients, major prospects, as you've seen, where we've been in preparation of completing industrial property that the area definitely needed to be completed. We just completed the levee around the Bellwood property. But since Natchez Inc. has been in existence, Alderman Fraser, we have put 12 industries in place, and they're high-paying jobs that you're talking about. They range from Mark Howell. Mark Howell invested nearly $160 million in the former Mississippi River Corp facility. Interfab that's down in the port area. Those jobs, all of those jobs range anywhere from $40 to upwards of $100,000. It just depends on what jobs are open and available, whether they're engineers or hourly employees. And so there's a Fibro as another example. Just recently, we did an expansion with Wynwood out at the former IP site, where they're expanding their sawmill and operations. And then it was also publicly stated that we re-optioned the Bellwood property for a major client. So we're definitely actively involved in trying to continue to grow the business and industrial sectors of the community with high-paying growth jobs. I mean, that is what we're definitely doing on a day-to-day basis, both on the expansion side as well as the recruitment side.
Thank you.
One more, Mr. Mayor. The only high-paying job I see we got here lately is, I'm gonna give a shout out to this company for being here, and the mayor name is Jordan Carey. This is one of the most high-paying jobs in the area, and I'm working as a truck driver. And I hear you talking about the Bellwood. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is my 3rd term on the board, and you've been talking about Bellwood for the longest, and we ain't had nothing come down here yet to live and all that. I'm just getting frustrated because, like say, people in this area need jobs, and we need high-paying jobs, and it's getting frustrated that we sitting up here, and even though some people are like, what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't getting nothing done.
There are, I'm gonna state it again. There are many open jobs as we sit here today that are high-paying jobs. that are open and available, that are out there today. And it's part of, it's definitely part of that game plan in order to get those jobs filled, as well as continue to grow those jobs that are available, and new jobs to the area. So I feel your frustration on Bellwood. If we would have liked to been able to, drop $7 million 7 or 8 years ago, but we had to piece it together. It's expensive. Industrial development it's expensive. I mean, there's no other way to say it other than that. I mean, we will have spent out at the Bellwood site completing the levee over $7 million in grant dollars that we've basically cobbled together from every entity that we could beg, borrow, and steal from. And same thing on the International Paper property, where we're in the process of just spent about $700,000 doing some cleanup. And when I say cleanup, for clarification purpose, it's the slabs, former building, construction debris. It's all the environmental, and all of that has already been done. And we're in the process, which the Board of Supervisors will spend another $6 million in grant dollars given to us by Mississippi Development Authority to continue to clean that property and make it suitable to continue that industrial development. But it is expensive. I'd like to tell you that we were a wealthy city and county that could just write checks out there, but it takes time to put those infrastructure and those grant dollars together, and at a cost savings to the taxpayers. So that's.
Thank you. I'll come to you, Alderwoman Irving.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mayor. I just want to piggyback on what you said about Fibro. Am I pronouncing that correctly? You said Wynwood expanding operations, and they have different kinds of jobs. How are they expanding? What's the amount of employees that are there now, approximately?
So at Wynwood, there's about 30 employees there now, and they're adding an additional 15, and we'll invest about $2 million in expanding their sawmill operations at Wynwood. Fibro itself has about 65, 68 employees out there. They're looking to continue to grow and expand their current production lines, as well as potentially adding some additional capacity, as well as other lines and products into there. And we could see them continuing to add people. But you even got, Interfab, for instance, is in the metal fabrication side. You'll see them continuing to add employees and over the months and weeks ahead.
And my next question is, what would be the starting rate of those jobs? Are they $15 or more?
Oh yeah. So like at Wynwood, their average somewhere around $40,000 is what those jobs are. Fibro is probably a little higher than that. It's probably going to be somewhere anywhere from 52 to 60, depending on positions and everything, but probably averaging somewhere around 52 to 60 out at those facilities. And like at Interfab, for instance, those jobs are, they can range anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000, $90,000, depending on the type of skill level and welding. And
that was my next question. So would any of the skills that citizens are able to obtain with our workforce development, would that be beneficial there?
Absolutely. So Tawana's previous, they've done a fantastic job in the skills trade side of things, which is typically where those jobs and everything have been aimed at. Of course, Colin has been a tremendous partner here of late from the workforce development side, and then Accelerate, the state agency overseeing that on the workforce side. So we definitely need additional workforce training in order to bring the skill level of the workforce up in order to be able to be qualified for some of those jobs that I keep mentioning that are out there. And I believe that is more of the issue now, especially in where Alderman Fraser pointed out than it is anything.
I have one other thing. I have one other thing, Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind.
Allow
just-
others
And I
time.
will.
Yes,
I will.
Alderwoman Irvin,
And the
'cause
other
we
thing
still
that
have 2
Thank you.
pages and we're
Okay.
already an hour
Well,
into our
I
meeting.
just want to say this, are we also looking at Highway 84 with different infrastructure there? So if there are other, maybe affordable housing, or something of that nature that want to do what? Because we need more housing. We definitely need more affordable housing, or the infrastructure is there. You got the water lines, you got the prison that's out there, any other businesses that may want to be attracted to that quarter. How else are we selling Natchez? I guess that's my question. I know those things, but let's look at from other aspects. Are we looking at every aspect of, because when we're at our conferences, you have all these things that are being presented to us. And that was my reason for asking. I'm glad that you're here tonight because you have been able to respond in a great way because you have done great things for us, Mr. Russ.
Yes, so
I'm not here beating anyone
No,
up,
no,
but
no,
there are
no,
questions that I have and just need answers for.
look, I don't mind them at all, Alderwoman, and we can have this discussion. I think 84 itself, we have received the federal designation as a future I-14 corridor in 84 itself, and so and I believe you'll probably see a little movement on that coming this year. On Highway 84 in particular. One of the big issues out on 84 is the lack of natural gas out there, gas availability. There's no gas service,
No gas.
which if you go by the prison, you'll see those huge propane tanks that are storing their that's how they're being provided that. So it's a big item that's out there for that, but 84 is definitely something we do have property that we show from time to time on 84 that we don't own, but that we believe that the landowner would be willing to sell and parcel out and look at and on 84 when they don't maybe need river access or things like that.
So go on.
Alderman Maroney, you're recognized.
Thank you.
Or I'm sorry, I don't know who's first. Alderman
we,
Davis, were you ahead of
Don't
him?
worry about it.
We can, Alderman Davis, we can recognize you now and then come to Alderman Maroney.
I've been observing the things workforce development since I came in office. And of course, I work at Colin. I always talk to the instructors about these jobs and stuff. These companies, they be sending them emails and stuff about trying to hire them. And then when they send them students out there, they don't hire them though. And that's the problem. They've been trained at Colin, welders, and other jobs. So they ain't hiring them students. So that's the problem right there.
So yeah, Alderman Davis, I on some of that, that is absolutely correct. So one of the things, for instance, that we did just recently with Colin is had them come in to Interfab. And one of the things that we determined was that they did some curriculum tweaks, Colin did, in order, and welding techniques and types of welds and things that, because there's difference in welding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they did get together. Colin came to Interfab, met with them, talked with them. Interfab then in turn went and visited the campus and the welding classes, and they've agreed on some items. And so one of the things that they brought the students in to tour the facility. And so eventually, hopefully, as those classes get more in line with the industry needs, then those students, I'm just using that one as an example of how some of that works and display.
They instructors out there, they try to communicate with all these industries out there, because all they have to do is incorporate what they do out there into their program.
That's
And
right.
they do that, but it's the industry though.
Right.
They just don't want to hire them, and we trying to keep these students here though.
Right.
These kids
That's
here.
part of the brain drain.
Yeah.
And I also sat in on, I remember 8 years ago, come and did all the rubber all around them. I sat in on the meeting years ago, and then they talking about they need to hire people, they still didn't hire nobody.
Yeah, they've hired, Fibro has actually hired several of Colin's instrumentation people out of their classes and some of that, but I don't know specifically on who's been hired, who hadn't been hired. I know they have.
Okay, Alderman Maroney, thank you, Alderman Davis.
We went to Mississippi Municipal League Conference in Jackson a couple of weeks ago. That first afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, I spent 3.5 hours in a class on economic development. And we went through a big laundry list of things that your community needs to do in order to spur economic development. And it's not all about auto plants or giant 300, 400 person factories. There's a lot more to economic development. And I heard, because, I got the conversation started like I do a lot of times with these things, and people started speaking up. And I was actually extremely pleased at what we've got going. We went down this laundry list and they talked about downtown development, tourism development, workforce training, all these things, many of which we have. You got to have something to sell. The Bellwood property, for example, that's something we've got to sell. The river, we've got that to sell. We've got rail service, all right? We've got a pretty good quality of life. Our education and system in Natchez needs to improve some. I think our worker attitude needs to improve some. From talking to my clients, and I've told y'all before, I do computer work for every conceivable type of business in this community. Restaurants, hotels, bars, legal offices, doctors, dentists, engineering, oil field, you name it. And I hear the same thing all the time, is they get people coming in that want to work or want jobs, and they want to make a bunch of money doing a job, but they don't want to work. They don't know how to present themselves in an interview, And so I've encouraged Tawana, and I'll do the same thing with Debbie, to teach our workforce development, our workforce training people how to present themselves, how to conduct themselves, and the type of attitude to have when going to a job interview or when showing up for a job. Our people need to be responsible, and that starts at home. Our parents need to be teaching our children how to behave in public and how to behave and how to present themselves to an employer.
All right.
All the questions.
The question.
I want to make make a comment to that.
Irving, yes.
I agree wholeheartedly what you said, but I also want you to know that there's something that they're facing when they get to these interviews, that they're not being selected for jobs, or that I want to say this, because they're being taught, even at school, on the high school level, they're being prepared how to write resumes, how to dress. We have dress closets at school. So if they're going on interviews, they're leaving out of there most of the young men with shirt and tie. The young ladies are dressed appropriate, knee-length skirts or dresses, and they are portfolio with them. Okay, they're not leaving your school not equipped. They're not leaving the school not equipped. And I can't speak for absolutely everyone, But in a situation like that, it seemed like an employer, if it's a student that's doing that, it should be reported back to the school. That's the only way the problem can get corrected. Okay? Because it's communication. That sounds like a breakdown of communication when it's that way. But you do have them there. I mean, you do have students, and we do provide those things on the high school level for our students. And of course, everything, charity begins at home. We understand that. But we also understand the dynamics of families here in our area as well. And so with that being said, it's just as he said, and I'm going to piggyback to you, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, but I just had to say that. I just had to say that because the schools are trying. They're filling in the gap.
Okay.
Call
May I,
question.
the question's been called, but I have to get this out because we've had various questions raised. Chandler Rush, you have worked very hard with us on Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, we will cut that ribbon in just a month or two. Dozens of new jobs coming. Hobby Lobby in 2024 raised for all nationwide of its full-time employees its minimum hourly wage, full-time hourly wage, to $19.25. On top of that, they receive a very liberal benefits package, including medical, prescription, dental plan, 401k, generous company match, flexible spending plan, long-term disability benefits, life insurance, vacation pay, sick personal pay with annual buyback, holiday pay, chaplain services, and an employee discount and Sundays off. We are going in the right direction. Let's celebrate the fact that we're going in the right direction. Just today, you've been working for us on the development that's coming next to Walmart. We can't talk about a lot of this yet, but we're moving in the right direction. We haven't even mentioned loss prevention, far exceeded what we expected, now into another phase. Jordan Carriers, a multi-million-dollar headquarters, about close to 1,000 new jobs in our community right there alone. We have right now online, people have been testing me all the time, and I tell them, well, just go on Indeed.com, just go on Nextdoor. Right now, someone questioned me recently, you said we have 800 jobs in a 35-mile radius. Well, I went online just to check my figures, and I was wrong. We have over 1,300 available jobs in our area. And so, yes, it's challenging times, but I want to end by saying this. Look what we've done with workforce development from scratch, and here we are. And I want to ask aldermen who are so concerned about workforce development, come out to the graduations. Come out and see for yourself what's happening. Alderman Davis, you're there every time. And what you have said is correct. We are making great advances. And I am so grateful for what we're now doing to move forward with Colin on a regional basis. And thank you, Debbie Germany. I will say this, Chandler Russ. It's hard for me to call you Mr. Russ, Chandler. I've known you 30 years. I would like to see Natchez Inc. more heavily involved now in our workforce development, because we're going in a next direction that's going to take us to an even better level. But yes, we've got to get our current employers meshed with our workforce training, and I couldn't agree more with what Alderman Davis said just a moment ago.
Absolutely.
We're moving in the right direction. I'm ready to get this approved because we've got a lot more to discuss.
Mr. Mayor, I got a question for you. So
yes, Alderman
all
Murphy.
full-time employees are going to get $19 an hour?
Google it.
I just
It's
asked.
all over the internet.
I just asked.
$19.25 is the minimum.
Is that
wage,
what they're starting out at?
Minimum
Okay.
full-time wage for Hobby Lobby, $19.25.
That's awesome.
It's online all over.
I'm
the
just
place.
saying that's awesome.
I would like now to call for the question, as Alderman Hall has done. We'll proceed to a vote, and this is to approve this joint resolution. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Smith. Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you so much.
Thank you to the board. And look, if there's, like I said from all the time, if y'all got any questions, I'm open. Every one of you've got a cell number on me. Pick up, holler at me, do what you need to do if you've got questions. If there's, Alderman Fraser, if there's people that are hunting a job, that need a job, holler at me and we can see if we can get them hooked in and locked in and do something like that. But that's,
This
Thank
is not,
you. Thank
I
you.
can say for myself, this is not to beat you up to say great job, okay?
Alderwoman Irving, we've already had our vote. Thank you, Mr. Russ. We're now moving to James Johnson, Community Development. Mr. Johnson, you're recognized. And Mr. Johnson, in the interest of time, we've had this in advance. Yeah, just read the new information to us. I don't think we need to read word for word every item on your report. You've already provided it to us. If there are some new things, since this was put in the package, just include those.
Everything is new, we got.
Requesting a motion for change order number 1 for the National Convention Center roof replacement.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderman Fraser. This was in your packet. We will have discussion, answer any questions. Alderwoman Hall?
Don't we need a roof on the Civic Center? It looks like you're
We
taking
did
money
approve
from
that
the Civic
already.
Center.
Mhm.
We did
We
approve
approved that last meeting.
I wasn't here last meeting.
Oh, yeah, we did approve that.
We already
did.
We did, and that one should be having the pre-con pretty quickly and starting.
Okay.
All right, further discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Mario Street Emergency Watershed Program bids are listed. Staff is requesting a motion to accept the low bid of $99,592.50 of Anding Construction Services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Fraser, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
General supply bids, we are requesting a motion to advertise and to receive general supply bids for a 6-month period.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion
Removal of
carries.
stone threads and repair of inlay throughout the flooring, bids received. Staff in concert with Lancaster Duncan is requesting that quote bids be taken under advisement and a recommendation at the next board meeting.
Motion made by, who makes them? We don't have to even have a motion on that. We'll just take it under advisement. We'll move on. Yes, Alderwoman
What
Smith.
exactly does that mean to remove of stone threads? I'm not.
One
sure.
of the steps,
Oh,
walk into the auditorium,
I saw that.
is severely cracked
Mm.
and the board,
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
staging of storage container at Little Mexico. They want to extend their period of stay for another year and add a garbage container. They'll be unloaded and loaded when they leave.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Davis,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion.
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman
Who's
Irving.
gonna be that party? Who's gonna empty that? Is that gonna be?
That's their responsibility.
Okay, just want to be sure it wasn't Meridian Waste. Okay.
We'll
All
call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
America 250 Mississippi, the city wants to work with Historic National Foundation, apply for a $40,000 grant to replace the display panels in the downtown area. 50/50, 20,000 city, 20,000 grant. Applications due on Sunday. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
I have a motion by Alderwoman Smith,
Second.
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Yes, Alderman Maroney,
I'm assuming we have the money.
Well, that's what my question was. Do we have the money?
we did.
So what funding did we
Yes,
find that out of?
in the general fund. And I have an update for you that will help answer that question in my report.
The budget?
Yeah, was it budgeted?
This came after the budget was set.
It's an opportunity that we can't pass up. If
But,
you
Mr.
walk
Mayor, we-
around town, you've seen them. We have the money.
Yeah, no, sir. No, ma'am, it wasn't.
We,
It's not.
I'm sorry, we have an opportunity to take care of some severely damaged historic signs on our trails, and we do have the money in the budget. We always budget extra for public projects, and we also have some good news I will share in my
That's
update.
what's going
That
on
should
with
come
that
from
budget.
the tricentennial fund, and there's money in the tricentennial fund for that.
And I had took the city clerk.
Okay, I will now call for question.
Go.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Okay.
The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Any questions of me?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And one reason I'm moving along, we have some people here who have worked unreal hours, and we're holding them. And we got to just move along for their benefit and out of respect for them. We now have under our next item, Justin Dollar, Public Works Director.
Good evening, Mayor and Board.
Hello,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Dollar.
First item I've got on the agenda, we received quotes for a timber bridge replacement at Duncan Park. Golf Course. It's on
Can you
record.
speak louder into the mic, Mr. Dollar?
Sure.
Thank you.
Here today, the first item is to seek permission to move forward with quotes that were received on a timber bridge replacement at the Duncan Park Golf Course. Will be a full timber bridge replacement. Currently, it is currently shut down at the moment. And I think it's, from my understanding, it's got one hole of play that is shut down as well along with it. I'm not a golfer, so I don't know the holes, but I will tell you the bridge is in bad shape. I can give you that. I can tell you that much. So did get quotes. The first quote was from Andy Construction Services for a full removal and replacement in the amount of $34,964.40. The second quote was from Rayburn Contracting, and it was in the amount of $71,000. So I'm here today to seek permission to move forward with the low bid or low quote of Andy Construction Services.
And this is under your budget for Public Works?
No.
This is,
I'm assisting the golf course.
Okay.
With this, but Megan, I think she had made, her and I did speak about this, and she did locate some funds. Is that correct, Megan?
That is correct, and I'm sorry. I thought you had that in your notes, so I did not bring that with me as to where we, ultimately decided those funds were available.
I don't recall. I do, you said you did find.
We did,
How
and
much funds
again,
were-
those notes are sitting on my desk. I apologize.
motion has been made by Alderwoman Smith. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. Any discussion?
We don't have any idea where the funds are.
That would
I'm
be.
trying to go back and see if we had it in an email.
Let us
Um,
put a hold on this. We can come back to it later in the meeting
Mhm.
and get that information.
I can either go back and check my emails on my phone.
well, while I'll look in my email real quickly.
And once we have my report, we can come back to that.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Dollar has to stay for an executive session we have to have. So that's why we're trying to move along.
The funds are in the community development.
The funds are in community development. Okay,
Community development, that's correct.
okay.
I think at
Thank
first
you.
we had talked capital improvements, but no, it's
Right.
community development. That is correct.
Everyone will have to have a little patience with us. We have been going through a winter storm, and a lot of hours have been put in the last few days, plus a lot of people without power. Now, the question has been called. We've identified where the funds are coming from. We know it has to be done. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item, we received bids for our highway streetlights and components. And this is not for someone to come in. This is strictly for parts and components for us to make repairs. We received two bids, one from Natchez Electric and one from Elliott Electric. The low bidder was Elliott Electric at $206,722.75 versus Natchez Electric's total of $210,671.65. So I'm here before you today seeking permission to accept the low bid of Elliott Electric for the lights and components.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney and seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What's-
Alderwoman Irving.
Where are these lights located?
These are all on the highways.
All on highways? Is that the
Highways.
ones with the
the black decorative lights.
Yes, okay,
Some are
gotcha.
20 foot,
So
some
all
are
those will
30.
be taken care of.
Okay.
Yes, this is just.
We'll call for the
Okay.
question.
For us to make repairs.
Okay,
We'll proceed
thank
to a
you.
vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Next item.
The next item is, we're seeking permission to advertise the Purnell Street Drainage Project.
So move.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion? I will say this is a long-standing commitment that
It
we
sure
have made
is.
to residents in that area. This has been going on now for 20 or 30 years.
30 years.
And we
30
are
years.
finally onto a
Addressing
solution. Mr. Dollar's been working through it. It is in the budget, in his budget. I look forward to
Well,
getting this done and moving on.
I do too. It's been long
We'll
overdue,
call for
so
the
we thank
question.
you.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
The next item is permission to advertise the Cotton Alley Street Repair Project.
So
Motion
move.
made by Alderwoman Irving.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a second? Seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion. Another very important project, a very dangerous situation right downtown, beginning at Slick Rick's and going all the way up to Commerce Street. Time to get it done.
So it's drainage as well?
And
Let me clear that up.
Okay.
It is not the entire alley.
no,
This project goes roughly 200 feet from Pearl Street back towards South Commerce, which takes care of all of the issues that.
the rough spots.
Yeah, the issues that we have at hand.
I'm just
Okay.
identifying for everyone. People are always confused thinking Cotton Alley is off Main Street. It is actually off Pearl
That's
Street,
correct.
right there across from the Ola at where Rick's,
Mhm.
Slick Rick's. I've had a motion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
Last item I wanted to bring up is our discussion of our current grass contracts. We have two different contracts. We have one is for our state highway medians, and then we have one for a few select. We have one that is for a few select city properties. These contracts are coming up on it. We had a 3-year term on those, and they end of February 28th of 2026. So with that being said, I'm here before today to see how the board would like to move forward. I have spoken to our current contractor. If the board is in agreement, he would be in agreement to renew his existing contract on our select city properties and streets. As far as our highway properties, I will say, and state medians, he is not in agreement to renew that contract under the current terms, so we will have to bid that out. So for one, I guess it'd be two motions. One would be permission to advertise that project, the state highways. That would be one motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion?
Yes,
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
we're gonna, retain one of the contractors, right?
Well, I guess the first motion is just I'm asking for permission to advertise for our state highways, to put it out for bid.
Okay,
That's.
I'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item,
So
No, you have to go back. to
yes,
the next.
there is another motion that we need to make.
And this is for, I think what Alderman Frazier was alluding to in regards to the city property and a few city properties and streets that we have under contract. That particular contract, he is in agreement to renew on the same terms that we've had in place currently. But my question is, I would like to see how the board.
Do I have a
would like to
motion?
proceed with that.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion?
Are you pleased with his work?
Yes, I will say that, under that contract, very rarely do we have any issues. This is the contract that covers the Bluff, the Nature Trail, Memorial Park, Melrose, Montebello. So it's only a select few areas that are under that particular contract. The price is very good. I will say in the past, when we have went back and rebid out, of course, with anything, what tends to happen. So,
I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
So this is not the person who clean out parks? that's a different contract. To clean the city parks, Concord, Jack Wake, that's
Has
different.
nothing to do with me.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
I'm just making
We'll call for
sure.
the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
I just want
All
to see what
opposed,
the other
nay.
two.
The ayes have it, motion carries. Now, y'all, I'm gonna do something unusual. This is only gonna take 5 minutes. And just stay here, Mr. Hash. We'll be back. All of you just stay. But this man has worked more hours, I think, than anyone in this room.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna make him wait to the end of this meeting for a 5-minute conversation. We're about to have an executive session. I'm gonna call for a close determination that we will have right now on whether we need to have an executive session. And I'm gonna ask for that motion right now.
So move.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderwoman Irving.
Mhm.
Discussion. We'll call for the question. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. We will have our closed determination now. Mr. Dollar has good news for us regarding a matter of litigation. We need to have a discussion of this in closed chamber just to make sure everyone is on board with the direction we're about to take with regard to some litigation. This will only take 5 minutes because it's simply delivering some good news. And so with that said, I will call for the question, for a motion to adjourn, the closed determination.
So moved. Second.
All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. That was Alderman Maroney made the motion. Alderwoman Smith seconded it. I know we're going fast. I'll now entertain a motion to have an executive session for the reasons so described by our prior conversation.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. We'll be right back. Entertain a motion to adjourn our executive session and return to regular session.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Mr. Lazarus, could you give a report on our executive session?
Mayor and Board of Aldermen met in executive session to discuss a matter of strategy of active litigation. No action taken.
Mr. Lazarus, could we please read on the minutes that this does meet the definition of having an executive session? We did not do that in it earlier, but I'd like that to be on the minutes.
Yes, sir. Under Mississippi Code annotated 25417, the exceptions to the Open Meetings Act, under 4B, the statute says that strategy sessions or negotiations with respect to prospective or actual litigation is a valid exception to the Open Meetings Act and can be discussed in executive session.
Okay, thank you. We can say this because there really is no mystery. It's been in the paper. We have been getting closer and closer to a resolution with Theobald Construction regarding the project at Homochitto Street and Canal Street. And we want to thank John Theobald. We are getting very close, and I believe we should see some real progress happening in the spring and early summer. And we will have a final resolution of this very soon. And Mr. Dollar, I just thank you very much. You worked very hard on this in addition to all your other duties. And now go home and get some rest. And that's an order. Thank you. Ms. Monroe, you are now recognized, and thank you for your patience.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good evening,
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
board. I am requesting permission to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Service to utilize their Ability Work Incorporation program. The purpose of their program is to give the trainee a vocational experience in order to make further vocational decisions. The trainee will be given on-the-job training for 90 days. The individual will receive wages paid by the Ability Works program, and our agency is not obligated to hire them. So what is the pleasure of the board?
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Davis and seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion? I think this is very good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Mayor and
much.
board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Monroe. Ryan Porter, Parks and Rec, you are recognized.
Good evening, Mayor and Board.
Good
Good evening.
It looks like a lot, but I'm going to fly through this like there's an Ole Miss game tonight. First item, mountain biking trail upgrades, and this is the same mountain biking trail that we've been discussing for the past 2 years. Bids were received until 2 p.m. on Monday, December 8th, 2025. The summary of the bids received are as follows. Braswell Construction, $279,588. Hope Enterprises, LLC, $110,000. Paul Graham Homes, $114,991. Steele and Associates, irregular bid, not open. Staff in concert with Waycaster Duncan is requesting a motion to accept the bid of Hope Enterprise LLC totaling $110,000 to perform the specified scope of work. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
Mr. Porter, what kind of time frame are we looking at with Hope Enterprises?
Mhm.
You know,
Timeframe,
history,
according to the,
what time?
they have 4 months to complete the project.
And let's hold them to that.
Okay.
Now, there are some extenuating circumstances that
As far as
could be
weather,
extended, but we're going to try to avoid that
emergencies.
if at all possible.
Weather.
When will they begin the
Weather.
project? When will they begin the project?
We need to begin according to, that would be February 15th is when
Okay.
they need to start according to.
Okay.
So that
the
does.
grant.
And also, just to reiterate, this is not all city funds.
This is not all city funds. This is 120,000 total grant money, 80% which is reimbursable by the federal government, 20% which is going to be paid by the city. And that brings me to the next point.
Okay.
When the project was originally presented to the mayor and you guys by myself, Ryan Porter, Natchez Parks and Recreation Director, it was noted that Adams County Community Alliance would provide the 20% local match fund for this trails project. This commitment was confirmed several weeks ago during a meeting with Community Alliance officers. Therefore, a motion is requested to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Community Alliance, a 501c3 organization, to provide the required 20% local match for this trails project.
Okay, wait, did we get a vote? I'm going so fast.
No,
We didn't
not.
get a vote on the
Mm-mm.
first motion.
You
yet.
didn't. We didn't.
And so,
We
call
didn't.
for the question.
You did the motion,
We'll
but not the vote.
proceed, we'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion? This is to do the upgrades and to accept Hope Enterprise as the bid. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. And now we are going to enter a memorandum of agreement with Community Alliance to pay the 20% local match, meaning the city of Natchez doesn't pay anything. It's grant and Community Alliance. You can't get a better deal than this. Do I have a motion?
I made a motion.
Alderwoman Hall has made the motion, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Now on to baseball. The next slide is basically just a comparative analysis between USSSA franchising opportunities and Diamond Youth, Mississippi Diamond Youth. For the past 2 years, we have used USSSA, and I'm just going to hit the highlights here. The franchising fees per team, Diamond Youth is $14, USSSA is $25, insurance Diamond Youth $57.99, USSSA $127. You see where I'm going with that. All postseason tournaments are free under Diamond Youth. And there is a significant cost associated with all USSSA baseball tournaments to the tune of $1,935. Basically, according to my calculations, because year one, the franchise fees for Diamond Youth, if we were to go with them, the year one franchise fees would be waived. So that's a $408 savings. Basically, $5,503.25 year one and $5,200 something in year two and in perpetuity as long as we stay with Diamond Youth.
Ms. Porter, this is a great step forward, a great improvement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
The motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
It's also important to note that the league boundaries is only going to create a stronger league in the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. Basically, Natchez players that are currently playing in Vidalia will have an option to either stay in Vidalia or come back to Natchez. The new players, Wee-ball and T-ballers, if it's their first season, if they live in Natchez or in Adams County, they will be forced to stay and play every year. So it's only going to grow our baseball program in the future. And one thing that comes along with going with Diamond Youth Sports is they use a proprietary registration system. So staff requests authorization to integrate Team Pass registration software with the city's designated operating account. This linkage will facilitate the secure electronic collection and processing of registration fees for the Natchez Diamond Youth Baseball program. This is a deposit-only account. We will not pay for this software. All fees are charged to the end user in the amount of $2.55 plus 2.99% per transaction. So this is essentially free software for us to utilize to collect those registration fees and deposit into our account.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Porter, anything else?
Next, yeah, I forgot to throw this in there.
Okay.
So at some point, I don't know if we were watching the Ole Miss game, but I was at Route 61 and I sat down next to a couple of ladies, or they sat down next to me. It ended up being Tima Leary, Monica King, and Miracle Murray. And I really think that God put them there with me. Turns out that Monica King is a counselor at one of the schools, and she did her first year studying under my mother at McLaurin over 25 years. So everything's coming back around full circle. They invited me to Miracle Murray's PE class. And next slide, you'll see we played several activities, had a great time with these guys, or these girls. It was all 7th and 8th grade girls. They were super interested. We did it for 3 days, 4 sessions a day. They absolutely loved it, and they were wanting us to come back. Next slide, the regional impact that we've had here. Based on that one Facebook post, we have been approached by Franklin County, Wilkinson County, Vidalia Schools, a homeschool organization, and Magnolia Bluffs. Magnolia Bluffs wants us to come and teach this class to their employees. The rest want us to visit their school. So not only are we making an impact here in Natchez, but it's our duty as the leader in Southwest Mississippi to extend beyond county lines and do what we can.
That's
I
great.
wanted to share that. That's the highlight of my career thus far.
Yes, Alderwoman
Thank you
Hall.
very much for what you and your team does for recreation. And also thank Natchez Disc Golf for the tournaments that you all have had, which has allowed disc golf to go into the schools.
And we're gaining
beyond
recognition
now,
on the
and
national
beyond.
level with our
Okay.
tournaments as well.
That's
Bluff City
great.
Open, April 25th and 26th.
That's great.
Thank
Thank you so
sir.
much. Thank you. Next, we have Police Chief Cal Green. Chief Green?
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Before I get started, they hit me with this just before I left, but we do have 3 officers that I would like to send to first line supervision class. The class is held at Malota, and it is February 9th to the 11th. And it basically, the course is designed to teach basic skills, techniques, concepts, and supervision with an emphasis on people skills. These are for our new supervisors, and it basically just gives them the training that they need to be effective supervisors.
I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Thank you, Chief, for allowing that to happen, but we do need their travel to be
I-
submitted.
I have it here
Oh, okay.
I'll give it to them as soon as I'm done.
Thank you.
They stand in
And thank you, Alderwoman
Yeah,
Hall.
they're
You're
staying
right.
in
We got to
Malota.
follow our policy.
It's Police Academy. They
Yes.
stand at Police Academy.
Yes.
Yes.
We will call for the question.
Jackson.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Yes, next item.
I wanted to give you just a little bit of the statistics for what we did at the police department last year. January through December 2025, we answered approximately 10,700 calls for service. That is an average of 892 calls for service.
800
892 calls for service. That's the average
Per month.
per month.
per
Mhm.
month.
That's
Yes.
just the average.
Yeah.
That's the average.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Our lowest month was September at 822. And our highest month was, our lowest month was September, 822. Our highest month was June at 966.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of calls. I tell people all the time, we don't have time to sit and, do anything. We're rocking and rolling all the time. And for 2025, we had a total of 791 arrests. These are not arrests that are, calls for service. They're arrests that are made at traffic stops, calls for service. It's a combination of different things.
Anyone who doesn't think the police are doing anything just needs to hear those statistics. And I would put those statistics up against any agency in our area and say that y'all are really working it.
Absolutely.
I know we have agencies in our jurisdiction that don't even touch those numbers. It's hard to keep officers when they're having to work that hard and
It
stay
is.
that busy,
It's
but you've
hard.
done it,
That's
and thank you.
It is. And for those ladies and gentlemen that are there, they are dedicated to what they do and they work very hard.
Yes. Wow. Well, we appreciate you, Chief.
Well, thank you.
That's quite a report, it is.
And with that being said, I am officially telling you guys that I do plan to retire.
What?
Yes. 28 and a half years. I think it's time I deserve a little break.
You do.
And of my siblings, the 3 years that I've been doing this job, I've actually buried 3 of my brothers.
Yes.
So I would really like to spend more time with them. I just think it's imperative. And at this point in time, I'm the youngest of my siblings. And I just really want to have that time with my family, because tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And I do not want to retire today and die tomorrow. I know that may sound bad, but I would like to enjoy some of my life while I'm still able.
So what are you saying, the end of the year?
No, ma'am, I'm giving you notice now. Now, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in town, so I'm going to give you the time to, advertise and make a selection. And, I'll actually stay a little while to, transition that person into the office. So I'm not in that big of a rush, but I would appreciate you going ahead and getting the ball started. So.
Alderwoman Smith, you're right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, I want to thank you sincerely, and I know we all feel this way about 28 years of being a public servant, and part of that for the Sheriff's Department, part of that for the Police Department, and how much you're appreciated and all the good that you have done. It's been a challenging
It has
years,
been.
and you've had to hit a lot of things head on, and we're doing.
But it's been very rewarding also.
It's been very rewarding, and things are going, well right now. So thank you so much for that. But
Thank you.
With your request to let's get this moving, I'd like to make some motion. We do proceed with HR getting the advertisement ready to be put out there so that we can find someone, because then it will then go to the process of going to the Civil Service Department. Then they recommend us at least usually around 3, depending on the qualifications of the
3 to
candidates.
4,
Absolutely.
3 to 5.
The motion that we proceed with this
Mayor.
and advertise for.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made by Alderwoman Smith.
The police committee need to meet first, and
Right.
that's the step we take.
That's right.
It's a police committee. We need to
Right.
meet
We have-
first.
A motion has been made. Do I have a
That's
second?
myself, you, and Ben.
Yeah.
Do I have a second on the motion? I have a
No,
motion that's been
Second,
made.
Ben? I'll second.
Seconded by
Second on the motion.
Alderman Frazier.
Yes, Ben, you on the police committee, second?
No, he was saying the process.
Alderwoman Smith is our police chairman. Could you please?
Yeah, we can, if we
What is your
can
motion?
discuss the actual advertisement. We have a last
Yeah.
one to look at very carefully,
Yeah.
but for now, we've got to get the ball
Yeah, I know.
started.
We can get that
So-
started, but we need to sit down and talk on what we're gonna do though. Me and you and
Well, we have
Felicia.
to advertise it.
That's
We
the
have to
purpose of
go
the
to
police
civil
committee. That's the
service.
purpose
So
of the police committee.
I made the motion.
Okay, the motion has been made that we get the process rolling. I want to just say.
So we
this
don't
is
follow
the
our own
exact-
protocol.
Do I have a second? Alderman Maroney has seconded this motion. I want to say this is exactly the process we followed when we hired you, Chief Green. We also, though, said, and Alderwoman, I want to remind you, we set a precedent last time that we have preference for those who are already within our department. That's when we elevated you. And we had other candidates, but you got the job. I would like for you to add to your motion that we continue that.
No,
No,
no.
I'm just saying,
Hell no.
if Alderwoman Smith, if you will please add that to your motion.
No,
We
ma'am.
said this.
No.
That's not proper.
No, it's not.
That's not proper.
It's not.
Ma'am, my
Alderwoman
motion.
Smith has the
put it.
floor.
Please, my motion stands because that is the process. Anybody can apply, including within. And
No,
then
no.
It has to be advertised.
I did this,
Anybody.
I did this for 32 years before she.
Anybody can
Ma'am.
apply.
Oh, we gonna meet.
All
The
right,
police committee need to meet.
we have a
Yes.
motion.
You gonna put it out,
We-
you need to.
No,
put it in the
no,
motion
that's not what
that
she's
you
saying.
Put it out.
That's not what she's saying.
Open.
Now don't sit here and try to
It's
sugarcoat
okay.
this. You cannot sugarcoat that.
She just turned me down. If y'all were listening,
If you
she
would
just turned me
please
down.
listen, good Lord,
I'm
everybody.
just following
It's
what we did
ridiculous.
the last time.
That's
To
not-
remain consistent.
My
Now,
motion,
the police committee can meet.
would you listen?
And I'm sorry.
I'm gonna make a motion for the police committee to meet, and then we,
I'm sorry,
second
we already
your
have a
motion.
motion on the
Well,
floor.
we still can,
We dispense with this motion
no, we can
first.
rescind that motion and then pick
I'm
up here.
sorry. Alderwoman Smith, do do you maintain your motion?
That anyone can apply, including
Okay.
within and
The
outside
motion-
of the department may apply for this position.
This is what we have
They
done
always have
the
been.
whole time
Mayor.
I've been mayor. Alderman.
I want the best of the
Maroney,
best for the police
and I do
department. Ain't
too.
no, you got
We're
to set some
starting
type
the
of standards.
process.
though.
Why
Yes.
are y'all mad? We don't even
All
have.
we're doing is
Who's
saying-
mad? Come on now, don't paint an angry
I'm
picture.
not mad.
Don't paint an
All we're
angry
saying-
I'm
picture.
not mad at the police committee.
Don't paint an angry picture, because no one's mad here. We just want what's right. Don't paint an angry picture, Sarah.
I'm calling for order. I'm sorry. There's only one person here with a gavel, and I'm going to keep banging this until I get order. All we're doing
Angry?
is we're
Really?
saying individuals
Angry?
interested in being chief of police for the city of Natchez can apply for the job.
Mayor.
And that motion has been made, is properly seconded. I call for the question. We're going to, but we're going to take care of the motion first. All we're doing is asking for people to apply for the
We got to
job.
get some feedback now.
This is part of the discussion.
Discussion.
Okay, Alderwoman Hall, you're
Chief, I
recognized.
want to thank you for your leadership in the police department, and you've always been a quiet leader,
Thank you.
and that's the way it should be. So I want to thank you for that.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mc-
I was going to come back around to that, and I have
Yeah,
some
right.
things to say, but right now I'm calling the question on the motion. All we're doing is asking people, inviting people to
No, I
apply.
wanna-
And the civil
Do I-
service will take it from there, and the committee can certainly meet.
Mayor, the committee
Yes,
need to meet and set the standards for that job posting.
you can make, and
We're
you can
beginning
make
the
that.
process, y'all.
No.
But that ain't what you just said.
I have my opinion, and I've stated
if you,
it.
that's what I'm saying. If you, you say anybody can apply. that's why we
I'm
got to set
stating
the
my
standards on
opinion.
the
We
posting
set a
though.
precedent several years ago that individuals in the department need to be empowered to know that there's promotion available to them rather than bringing in
We need to
Oh,
set some
no.
standards.
outside.
Some standards.
We need
I would
something
like
outside
again to call for the
forces.
question. Question's been called on the motion. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier,
Nay, hell no.
Alderwoman Smith,
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving,
Nay.
Alderman Davis,
Nay.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Aye, and I break the tie,
Oh, you
because we have a chief. No, I've just ended the vote. I voted in the affirmative. I want to tell you something. We have a chief. We have a chief who has just asked us to begin the process of seeking someone because she is ready to retire. All the motion is to begin the process, just as we've
Okay, we
done
can do the process.
every time I've been mayor. So we will begin the process, and I will now and that is to post the job.
Now, ma'am.
Now, Alderwoman
And
Smith.
this is
That's
what I've
not
said.
it.
Now, we can meet with the HR director, the police committee, to look at our past one and see if we need to change anything.
Okay.
That is,
But that was-
nobody is trying to
Alderwoman
do
Smith,
anything.
if you'll
It doesn't even
please-
need to be a
Oh,
motion,
doesn't
have
but
to be a
I will
motion.
make it a motion.
If you will make sure that meeting takes place
But y'all
in
get
the
so
very near
angry, you
future.
don't even let anyone finish what they're doing.
Oh, you
All
got
right.
Mr.
I
Mayor,
will
let me
make
say,
All right.
Mr. Mayor, let me say.
The police committee
Mr.
chair
Mayor.
has said she will have a meeting of the committee with HR to then further continue the process.
Mr.
We're gonna
Mayor,
set the
Yes.
meeting.
So sad.
let me
Yes.
simply say this.
Alderman Frazier, you're
And I'm just gonna be
recognized.
frank and honest with the whole story. First of all, about police and police committee and everything else. I understand. First, we got to go through civil service. That's what we got to go through first. And like I said, then we're gonna put it out there. But here's the thing. I have all the respect in the world for Chief Green.
Yes.
The way we did it the last time was wrong.
Mhm.
Now, this time, like you say, we had a big blow up. You know, man, I was one of them, but we had a big blow up. But as you say, she said we're gonna put it out for advertising. But also, you say we're gonna do it interdepartmental. Okay, but when you do it interdepartmental, you got to have a person within that department who is qualified to be a chief and come up through the ranks. You got a rank. You got a patrolman, sergeant, lieutenant, and captain. In order for you to be in that position, you got to be a captain, and you don't have a captain. A captain is civil service rank, not a commander.
That's right.
Commander is not a civil service rank.
That's man-made.
Now, if you think I'm lying, I want y'all to check it.
No, it's
So
man-made.
we're gonna have to do this the proper way. In order for you to be the captain, you got to be in a certain position at a certain time. You got to be a lieutenant for a certain time. And all this got to be done properly. Like I say, I don't have no problem if we do it the right way. The right way. And like I say, you got a police committee, then you got civil service commission. Before we do anything, we need to get the civil service commission, get them together, and they should explain to it, because they've been there 25 to 30 years, the same people. So we need to get together with them and find out what's proper and what's not.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, we don't have a motion on the floor. We've already voted on it. I'm not going to entertain any more commentary. I'm just going to say this. Chief Green, you've been fantastic. I want to say this also. I just want to thank you for being there when I call, when others call. I'm not entertaining any more. We have no motion on the floor. I'm sorry. We're moving on.
Mr. Mayor, I do want to congratulate her as well.
I will
think
entertain that.
Okay.
I will entertain
I think I
that,
should.
but I will not entertain any more grandstanding. We passed the motion. We know what we're doing.
Mr.
I
Mayor.
want to say this. If you'll please allow me, I will not entertain any further comment until I can make my own. Chief Green, I thank you for your almost 28 years of service to this community.
28 and a half, so.
28 and a half. I also want to say, last year was tough. And we went from, in the summer, having a very low crime rate to then having what we all know started happening. We brought in the MBI. You were right there. You worked with them. And you have been right there, as we have over the last few weeks, without anyone really knowing we haven't had a lot of fanfare, over 30 felony arrests. Our city is safe. And we thank you for all you've done over many years to keep it safe. We will have more commendations for you, but I'm very grateful that you have been our chief, that you have been our first female chief. And I thank you that you've given us an opportunity to prepare for a transition that will come whenever we're ready. But I do hope you're not in a hurry, because it will take some time, and we need your wisdom, your guidance to see us through this. And I hope that we all can work together as we've been doing. Alderwoman Irving.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief Green,
Yes, ma'am.
it's been great watching you run the department from day to day.
Thank you.
Great. You've been a leader, dedicated, and committed to the job since day one. Since day one, even before coming chief. You've shown this community your dedication. You've shown this community the love. I just want to go back and I see a correlation in those numbers that you called out. You said the lowest number was 822 in September. And I'm thinking we have more people that are back in school. They're not out and about in our community at their leisure. Then when I see June, we had 966. I think about our youth, and I think about the downtime that they have. That could be some of the contributing factors to that as well. And so I just want to say, even through the lowest to the highs, you were there along with your staff.
Absolutely.
To serve and protect this community. So my head goes off to you. I pray and hope that you enjoy your retirement, your future retirement, and that you stay safe and longevity. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Chief Green, also, I have something that I need to give you, and this is for one of your officers. It's not often that our police get the credit they deserve. A citizen, I won't call the name publicly, but a citizen wrote this and said, I wanted you to know from a recent personal experience the superb job that the Natchez City Police Department is providing for our city. Recently, a personal trespassing encounter at our residence was handled by your police department in a very impressive manner. We called the police department to report the problem. In a short time, Corporal Henry Johnson appeared. Without getting into the details, the person receiving our call was calm and reassuring. Corporal Johnson was patient, confident, and professional in assessing the situation. The matter of a police report was completed, and Officer Johnson offered several immediate safeguards. In the meantime, we are in the process of learning how to get a playback on our security cameras so that the police department will have more information. In leaving, Officer Johnson took time to say hello and fist bump my 3- and 6-year-old granddaughters, thus taking the time to teach these young people that a policeman is always there to help. They are the good people. Please convey our thanks to Corporal Johnson, and thanks for the stellar job that you are doing.
It's nice.
I have this for you, and I also have this. And Alderman, you have a copy of that letter in your packets. And I actually tried to get Corporal Johnson here, but he was not on service tonight, but he will be tomorrow. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we have, I want to give Chief Green a hand. And obviously, Chief Green, there are a lot of people who are hating to see you go. My goodness. It got a lot of people upset up here tonight, and you should take that as a compliment. We now have the city officials' reports. I'm going to ask you to please keep them brief. We have been here a long time. Alderwoman Hall.
I personally want to condemn the, we have not met since the bombing of the Not Israel in Jackson.
Yes.
So I want to personally take the opportunity to condemn that evil act, that act of hatred and bigotry.
Yes.
And I stand in solidarity with the Catholic Diocese of Jackson in condemning this hatred, bigoted, and evil act. I condemn all acts of hatred, bigotry, whether physical, as this was, or in all forms of media, which we know continues to this day and targeted towards people on this days. So that is the end of my report.
Thank you. And couldn't be better said. Alderman Frazier.
I don't know if mine's gonna be short. I just want to say this. I want to say to Chief Green, I had the utmost respect for you. And like I say, with the person that you had, you did a marvelous job. Being shorthanded, you was shorthanded for a whole lot of time. I said, I want to thank you. Like I say, and I'm gonna say this to you, it's anything personal against you, but with my career, when I started my career as a young police officer, I came up through the ranks. I came up from a patrolman to a sergeant. I was called all kinds of names. I've been shot in the line of duty. I've been shot in the head and everything. My only thing is I'm only concerned what's best for the police department and the people in this community. That's the only thing I want. Is the best for the community, because the police chief job is one hell of a job. You can't know anybody do it. That's right. You can put them in there, but you got to be a good chief. So that's what I just want to say to you. Thank you for your service and everything else. And like I say, it's nothing personal against no one in here, but 32 years of service, can't nobody next us unless you was with me on the job with me. Tell me anything about police. I know about police. I went there through the hard time. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Nobody on this board can tell me nothing about police because they never did. Nobody been. I just want to say again, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, this is what I want to say now in my report. I attended the M&L conference, which was a very good conference, along with the rest of the board members. It was a lot being discussed throughout the state and what's going on. It's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, they say it's going to be a lean year. Going to try the state, going to try to get a whole lot done. And they had the school choice vote coming up. You know all about that. Everybody know about that. But the mayor, along with some other, the mayor, they have to go back and forth. But let me just say this: he's politicking now. He's trying to get everything for next. He was right there with Butler, Senator Butler, Robert Johnson, and others. He was right there. So whatever we're doing, like I say, people might not say we're not doing anything. That's not true. We're doing the best we can for what we got, because as I stated earlier, and somebody didn't hear this conversation, Southwest Mississippi is the forgotten part of the state. And we really don't have anything down here. But like I say, we're trying to get it, but We'll petition our congressmen, we'll petition our senators to get things done. And like I say, I want to thank the board members who were there with me, to see our congressmen and senators. I want to thank them because we was all on the same point. We was all on the same point. And like I say, the mayor's working hard. I'm gonna give him that now. He's working hard. But like I say, it's just one of those things. That's the end of my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Thank you so much. Alderwoman Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank Entergy and our Public Works Department. I hate Justin's gone because I know they've all worked tirelessly. I watched them in my neighborhood yesterday afternoon. It was amazing how fast and how efficient both entities were. So very many thanks to all them. And I've heard another little area just got electricity a few minutes ago. I got a text. And so I think we're getting closer to having everybody back up and with power. It's a tough time, but Justin and I were talking before the meeting about limb. We know everybody's gonna have limbs in their yard. And he said the easiest way to describe what you have to do to get Meridian to pick it up is if you can carry it to the street, you're probably pretty good. If it's something too big and too heavy, you need to cut it up and do more for it. Or if you have somebody cutting up limbs for you, make sure they cut it small enough to be able to take it to the street. I don't know the exact measurements of it.
It was 4 feet, 4
Yeah,
feet,
4
8
feet.
inches in 8 inches in diameter.
So just,
Two-
and be patient.
2
It's
inches in
not gonna
diameter.
happen
Okay.
in 2 weeks. It's gonna take some time to get all of it up. And I don't know this, Mr. Mayor, if we qualify for any, I know in the past.
I
for
was actually
storms.
going to address that
Okay.
in my
All right,
report.
well,
I'll do that.
Okay,
shortly.
all right, very good. All right, thank you.
Okay.
And that's it.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I too want to thank our first responders along with our Public Works Department for all that they did over the last few days. Our Sheriff Department, it's great to see the partnership that we have from our Sheriff Department to our Police Department, our mayor, working together so that they can keep the public abreast as to what's going on within our community. That was a great thing to see. I followed that. The other thing I want to say is that I'm praying for our nation. I'm praying for our state, and I'm praying for our local municipality, that we can build on love, truly that we build on love so that we can have peace in our community. That's what I want to continue to see, that we have that, because when we look at Minnesota and what has happened there, Minneapolis, what has happened there, I pray for the family of Renee Good. I pray for the family of Alex Preddy, and for all those that were injured by those ICE that was brought into their community, basically to terrorize the community. But we live in a community whereas we are united and grounded in the word love so that we don't have that magnitude of unrest within our community. And for that, I'm grateful. I also want to say we did get the opportunity to go to our MML meeting. And in the meeting that I attended, it was with branding our community. And it felt great to sit in the meeting. And Mr. Mayor, I noticed you were there as well, to hear that a lot of the branding and the ways that they were talking about our downtown DNA, how they were putting emphasis on how we should brand and market our community, the different grants that are available. Until I kept raising my hand, and finally the presenter asked, "Where you from?" I say Natchez. She said, "Yes, you have a functional working downtown." I said, "Yes, we do." And it's great to have that in our city, because I can recall when we got on in 2016, we were trying to be a part of Downtown Association again. And so now that we have the status and we're doing great things with it, we're beginning to thrive. Our tourism is beginning to increase. Even though we just had the conversation, we know we need more. We know we need more because we deal with a lot of economic inequality here within our community. And that's where we're looking at bringing in those jobs that are going to pay the living wage so that families can become stable and more sustainable within our community. I also want to ask next year when we go, in the past, Mr. Mayor, and I don't know if you were here when we did this, but Mr. Chandler Russ, because our legislators ask for that we all agree. So what the board would do would vote on what's a priority. We knew the bridge was one. We knew that Concord drainage would be one. West Steers Lane would be another. Though, and there were other things too that we made a request on. So if we could just have that, and I didn't bring it tonight, but I do have a copy of it. We had a little small calendar clipped together, whereas we could just leave that with them to let them know these were the priorities that we had and where our focus would be. And I will bring that back so that we would have a sample. Megan, I think you were here, maybe our city clerk, when we did that. The little small, I think that's something that would help us out a great deal. So it would be with them at that point in time. And they would keep that on the forefront too of what we're advocating for. The last thing I want to say is that I have scheduled a neighborhood watch meeting in the Monteville area. And that's going to be on Wednesday, February the 11th at 6 p.m. at Macedonia Baptist Church. And I just want to reiterate that again. Monteville Neighborhood Watch meeting at the Greater Macedonia Baptist Church, 33 Minor Street on February the 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. So I'm asking our chief in advance. I have not had the opportunity to reach out to you, chief. And I'm also asking that Mr. Best, if you are available, will you please come out? And I'm going to invite our sheriff department as well. Okay.
Okay.
And that ends my report, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I do want to openly apologize. I'm not a rude person, but I do want to express my thoughts, and you limit me, and that allow me to say, I'm not here to pick or argument or any of that.
Okay.
I just have to, I don't want to be silenced.
I think if you look back on our time, I try to allow everyone time. But there comes a time where we argue, and we don't have time for argument. Alderman Davis?
Chief, I want to tell you congratulations. We're going to miss you, and I'm going to miss the talks that we have all the time. Oh, yeah. yeah. But I also want to send a shout out to Energy, because Energy and Southwest doing an outstanding job, because I got my power back on my house this morning, late. They're doing a great job. And we still got a lot of people out there that need to get their electric on. And that ends my report.
Okay. Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Ronnie?
Thank you. I wanted to go back to when Chandler Russ was speaking to us. I wanted to clarify something, and that was that we're way ahead of the game. That's what I learned in that little training class. Hearing all those other cities and towns across the state talking about what they had and what they didn't have as they were going through the list, our city is doing almost all of the things that they listed. We're way ahead of the game. It's a tough game out there. There's not a whole lot of opportunities. Our team is doing all the right things. According to this class, these folks, we're doing all the right things. And I'm sorry Chandler's not here to hear me say that, but that's what I wanted to say was that we're doing the right thing. I wanted to say thank you, Cal. We've worked together pretty closely on a few things over the years, and we're really going to miss you, and thank you for all your hard work. Talking about the storm and the recovery process, I had a call from one of my constituents yesterday that wanted me to speed up the process and get his power back on. Well, we had a talk, and I explained to him, and I'm explaining this to everyone else, that there is a process. Just like with the police chief's job, there is a process, and we cannot usurp the process. We can't, as aldermen or city officials, we cannot go to a power line crew or a tree trimming crew and say, hey, y'all need to quit doing that and come over to my house and fix my stuff. And that's essentially what this person was asking me to do. He was calling me and saying, hey, you need to get those people over to our neighborhood and get our lights on. And I just asked him, I said, so you want me to call somebody, or you want me to go out and find a crew and tell them to stop what they're doing, come over to your neighborhood? And I talked about the street, and he just kind of was like, he realized what a dumb thing he was asking. And then we had a great conversation where I explained to him that those power line crews, those tree cutting crews, they have a process. The tree cutting guys can't necessarily cut the trees out of the way and clear stuff until the power line crews have cleared it and given them the all clear to do things. They're not necessarily going to come in and do this part of town or this little street or whatever if they haven't got the big feeder lines cleared first. They might come in and clear your street first, but if all the stuff that's feeding your street isn't put back together yet, it doesn't do you any good. They have a process, they have a plan. So when these things happen, you have to trust the process. You may not be in the priority. You know, they may not have you in the same number in the priority list as you'd like to be, but trust their plan. They know what they're doing. Let the professionals do their jobs. Stay out of the way. If you want to take them some hot coffee or some hot chocolate or snacks or something while they're working, they probably appreciate that. But otherwise, let them do their job. That's my report. Thanks.
Well said. Thank you. Thank you, Alderman. Alderwoman Smith, you're recognized.
Just real quickly, we've mentioned first responders. I know Ms. Irving did, and then I mentioned Entergy and Public Works. We didn't mention emergency management. I know they have been working nonstop, and thank them for all of their hard work. So I did want to say that. And then I wanted to just real quickly, we need to keep order in our meetings because that shouldn't have gone like that when I was making a motion. You have an opportunity to vote no, and you have an opportunity during discussion to bring up any problems you have with any of it. And then I ended up speaking out of turn later on in it because I was so frustrated. So I apologize for that because that's not the way I like to handle myself. So I think that keeping order needs to be it. And you should never have to bang that gavel like that. That's embarrassing for us. So anyway, that's all.
Thank you, Alderman. Thank you very much. Alderwoman Hall.
I would also like to thank Chief Arrington and his crew because they're also first responders. I know you all have responded in addition to the police department, Public Works, to the storm damage, but also you've been dealing with multiple fires the last few days. So I want to thank you all too for putting yourselves in danger as well.
That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you. We now will move on to the city clerk's report. Madam Clerk.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to catch up my notes here. First request is for the approval of the 1st January, and I'm sorry, it should be 2nd January 2026 claims docket.
What is the pleasure of the board? Alderwoman Hall has made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I just want to ask a question. I'm looking here. Where is it? It's right here, and it's on page 4. I apologize, page 4. And I'm just looking here, and I've looked at my budget status report. I want to make the first comment. We did not get our budget status report for January. So I'm looking back at my December budget status report.
Okay.
But I do want to.
So the January budget status will go out at the 1st February meeting, so you have the full numbers from January.
Okay.
So you will have your January budget status at the next meeting.
Okay. So
you.
one of the things that I want to say is this as well. When I look here and I was looking at the budget status report from December, I was looking to see that I'm on page 4. And so all 3 of those accounts are coming out of professional services, but I know that we are 3 to 4 months in our budget year. And I was looking to see if you look at the balance and we pay the last company $5,000 monthly.
That last one is actually, that is not where that's supposed to come out. So thank you for bringing this to my attention. We can get that straightened out.
Oh, okay, because I was just looking at the numbers. It was going to throw things off our balance to say we, still operating and not amended the budget. And that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
You're
get that
welcome.
corrected.
Thank you. Thank you, Alderwoman Irving. Any discussion, further discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Okay. Next item is request for approval of the 2nd January 2026 mini claims docket.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderman Davis.
Mhm.
Discussion?
Yes,
Yes, Alderwoman.
I just would like to see a total. We have a blank there. This is a legal binding document, so our total is not there as to what the total mini claims docket is, like it is on our regular claims docket. I would just like to see a total, because
Yes.
and it should be a lot smaller dollar wise as well. Our big ticket items should actually be on what? Our large claims docket.
Right,
Um,
but because of the canceled meetings, we knew that the mini
And I
docket
felt
would be
that's what it
slightly
was.
larger.
I felt that's what it was. Okay.
I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
Next item is, actually, the next item that I had was the parking lot lease, but I'm going to postpone that as negotiations continue on that lease. So the next item would be request for approval of the resolution for the Regions Bank Trust accounts.
It's the pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion?
No, because actually it's pretty self-explanatory here.
Yes.
This is pretty self-explanatory.
Are we ready to
So-
call for the question?
Mhm.
Question's been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in
We
favor
need
of
a
the
roll
motion?
call vote.
Roll call, it's a
Yeah,
resolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier, Alderwoman Smith, Alderwoman Irving,
Aye.
Alderman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
Okay, next item is a request for approval of the municipal court travel request.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. My question, have they met the requirements of our policy?
They
It's
did.
in the
yes,
packet.
they
Yeah, they're in the
turned in
packet.
all of
I
their
just want
documentation.
that
It's in
noted.
the packets.
I want that noted. Every time we do this, I'll be asking that question so that we follow our policy. I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is request to approve, request for approval to declare the following items as surplus and allow for the proper disposal by way of auction or scrap. These items are located out at Duncan Park Golf. There's a 1999 Dodge Caravan, a 1997 Ford F-150, a 1993 Ford Ranger. These are the vehicles that you see in the parking lot over close to the dumpster that we would like to surplus and remove, as well as a 2007 Toro Greensmaster mower, a 2012 Toro mower, a 1999 Toro Greensmaster mower, and a 2000 Jacobson Green King 4 mower.
I'd like a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Maroney. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Final item is request for approval of the lease of a new Toro Greensmaster mower for the Duncan Park Golf Course. This would be Greenmaster Triflex mower with a Toro force debris blower attachment from Jerry Pate Turf and Irrigation for $68,378.30, and to finance for a term of 60 months with a $1 buyout at the end of the term. So this would be just over $1,300 a month or $16,000 per year for this lease. This was included in the budget for the golf course this year, and this is through state contract pricing.
Yes.
It was a pleasure. Alderwoman Hall has made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. We'll have, yes, Alderwoman Irving?
Mr. Mayor, before we move on, I do want to ask a
Yes.
question. I'm just looking at the mowers. I know, keeping in mind that the city cemetery was needing mowers. Is any of this?
These have exceeded their useful life, but I will make note that if any of them could be repaired and continue use, that be looked at as an option. But these are also specialty mowers for certain types of surface for golf courses.
Gotcha.
Fairways and greens and different types of
Okay. All right.
areas.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Madam Clerk, we'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Madam Clerk, does that
That concludes my report.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Attorney, do you have a report this evening?
No report.
Okay. We're to my report. I do want to get approval of new insurance coverage for the city. I have good news. We asked last year that our agent, Mr. Johnny Byrne, shop our policy. And this is for our property insurance. And I am happy to say that he was able to shop the policy and was able to find us a savings from last year to the tune of about $200,000. This is something very much needed this year, being that we are in a tight budget. I know, Madam Clerk, you gave me a summary of this. I left it on my desk at City Hall. Do you have a copy
I
with
did
you?
not bring a copy.
You didn't bring a
Sorry.
copy? Okay, well, that's.
No, I had a written and a summary
Yes,
for him.
yes, as I had requested. And so we actually, on this, we will be changing from, and it's on my desk. I tell you, it's been quite a day. You don't have it with you.
I did not bring a copy.
I have-
Yours was the only copy I even printed.
Okay,
Um,
all right. And I don't have time to go over there and get it because it has all of the details and I don't want to misquote anything. But I tell you what,
hang on just a second. Now we'll try to find this in the email again.
okay. All right, if you could. It did not get put in my binder. It was just on my desk and I left it right there. While we are looking for that exact information, I'm going to go to the next item. Alderman Frazier, you were so accurate in describing our visit to the Capitol. We were all of one mind, one accord. I have never seen such harmony as we walked through the Capitol and met with our leaders. It is always challenging to know what to ask for. But this year it is indicated to me by various state leaders that we've got to identify our number one ask. If we give them multiple asks, we may not get anything. Our number one ask needs to be the Canal Street Bridge. As you know, we went into our surplus 2 years ago. We were able to keep it open. We were able to keep it from being closed, which has been devastating. And 600,000 later, it is open and it is working. And it was given a 5-year expected life. We are now 1 year into that. When we hit 5 years, there's a good chance it will be closed. We can't afford to wait for it to be closed. We have to be proactive. We have already been in Washington lobbying for money. We are told that in a current bill, waiting on final passage through Congress, we do have a $2 million earmark. The total cost of this project is going to be around 5.7. Now that includes contingencies and all. I hope it's not that much, but I think we need to be asking the state of Mississippi for the balance, 3.5. We have spent 600 of our own surplus money. We have now gotten, and hopefully we will get it committed soon, $2 million from the federal government. And so I would like to ask this board to make a motion that the Canal Street Bridge allocation of $3.7 million be our number one priority for this session of the legislature.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? Not saying we would love to get other things, but this is something we have
Call
to.
question.
The question's been called. I'll call for the vote now. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. I would now just advised that we will be approaching the county and asking the county to also make this their number one ask. Because if that bridge is closed, it will handicap all of us, city and county. And that would be devastating to our economy. And can you imagine a prolonged effect of having that bridge closed? We don't even want to go there. So just know we will be going to the county. Boys and Girls Club discussion. I have this on here because I know, have been batting this around for a while, and it's time for us to move forward. I'm very supportive of the Boys and Girls Club. If you look at our crime statistics, you will find that we have juveniles who are committing a good bit of this crime. And the Boys and Girls Club is a proven method for addressing that challenge. The national organization of the Boys and Girls Club has committed $100,000 in a grant to Natchez Adams County Boys and Girls Club. The county, Adams County, has committed $25,000 unanimously. I believe the city should go on record supporting this because it is incumbent upon us to do all we can.
Absolutely.
We support all kind of causes in our community. I mean, I won't list them all, but
We do.
We do.
We do.
We do.
We do.
Our children have to be of top importance.
Absolutely.
We have a school board that has gotten behind this, working on a plan for Morgantown Elementary to host this facility. It is proven also that young people, children who are engaged in a Boys and Girls Club are not on the street after school. They are actually in a controlled setting. They are getting tutoring. They are also engaging in physical activity, sports. And then by the time they go home, is a home where parents and grandparents are. And they aren't going home to an empty home where they then can get in trouble on their own. I know it's not perfect. I know that the city, county in the past, before I was mayor, had one and there were issues. I do believe that the grant that is being given by the national organization is going to be very strict in asking for accounting, and it's going to be asking for auditing. And I would suggest that we hold to that standard, that we see that auditing and we see that accounting as well.
So you're asking for a motion?
Alderman Maroney, I see your
Well,
hand
I was
up.
just
You've
gonna
been trying
say,
to get my attention. I've been ignoring you.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know. I mean, the boys, all the things you're talking about, you're right. I mean, it's very important to engage these kids and get them off the street and give them some guidance that a lot of times they may not be getting anywhere else. So I think it's all very important. But I don't know really how they allocate the money. I'd be interested to see how they budget that money and how much of that money goes to salaries and how much goes to programs and how much goes to materials. I'd just be interested to see the numbers and how, I'd like to know more about the Boys and Girls Club and how they use that money.
Mr. Mayor.
We got
And
folks
we
here
actually
that
have
can
people
tell us.
here.
I
You
would
know,
like to speak.
Alderwoman Hall, you're recognized.
Thank you. I had asked more than one time that this board seek the national board of the Boys and Girls Club, the process of getting a Boys and Girls Club in this community. That was not done. The Natchez School District has sought to pilot a project first of all, this is the second Boys and Girls Club that they've contacted. So this is Central Mississippi Boys and Girls Club. I'm not aware of any Boys and Girls Club that will go into your community and say, we want you to give us the money to fund a project. We have one. So this would be a satellite project from Central Mississippi Boys and Girls Club. Yes, we had one here in the mid-2000s, I think it was, and it imploded. There were many reasons, and one of those were alleged financial deficits and concerns. Now the 2023 audit of Central Mississippi Boys and Girls Club had a net deficit of minus $150,691. The audit showed significant deficiencies in internal controls. The 2024 audit also showed significant deficiencies in internal controls, as well as material weaknesses in internal controls, with a deficit of minus $191,929. I am not in favor of this community, of the city of Natchez giving any funds to a community Boys and Girls Club that is in financial straits. We have not budgeted for this. Yes, you say you have found the money, but it is not budgeted.
And we do that for a number of
It is
things.
not budgeted.
And we do that for a
And I
number
am
of
we
things.
not
did
going to
discuss it
vote
at
nay or yay, vote yay to give money to an organization that's had 2 consecutive audits negative. Negative $150,000 and then negative $191,000.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I hear her loud and clear. I do. I also want to go back and say this. We had a Boys and Girls Club here in the 2000s, as you all said. It did work. So you have to understand what work means.
Alderwoman Irving, you have the
It
floor.
provided a safe space. It provided a safe space. It provided education in the forms of technology, building character, providing a safe space where it's even statistics showed that even in that community around where it was located, crime went down. Crime went down. Our boys and girls are our future. I just shared with you all, I saw a correlation between September and June when children were in school, youth, the numbers were down. When there was nothing for them to do, and I won't say anything because most parents are figuring library and others because I participate in those things myself. We are looking for things for youth to do, but now we have a program that is willing to come in our community, and their mission statement is this, and let me read it, please. It said, the Boys and Girls Club of America is to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need the most to reach out their full potentials to become productive, responsible, and caring citizens. It provides all of that for our youth. This is that extra entity that will provide them with the opportunity to excel at their very best. Because as an educator and as a parent, we know that all of our children thrive at different levels. It meets that threshold with all of them. Those that have the ability to function on this level, it meets their needs so that they can continue to thrive and become productive citizens in society. I think that's what we all want. And when I hear professional basketball players, we've actually talked with Magic Johnson in California. He was a part of the Boys and Girls Club. He's a big contributing factor to the Boys and Girls Club in LA and surrounding cities in Los Angeles. He is. When I hear Michael Jordan, and these are people who came to us and told us how they started. If it was not for the Boys and Girls Club in their communities, where would they be? And what are they doing now? They become successful and they're giving back to their community to ensure that most boys and girls that want to attend. And this is not a Black thing. It's for all youth of any nationality to be able to participate. Yeah. So this is what we need. We keep saying that we're going to invest in our youth, and this is our start. And even though those figures were given out, I'm not deaf to that. But what I want to say is that we have a representative sitting in this room tonight that I do hope we allow Mrs. Page to come and speak so that she could possibly answer to or respond to, because here we're having a fresh start. And this is what we should give our youth a fresh start at this. I know that it can work, and we all have to buy into it. But first of all, we have to have a positive mindset of what we want for the youth in our community. And that's all positivity. We want it to be successful. We want that. And our parents need that. So that ends.
Thank you, Alderwoman Irving. Thank you.
Mhm.
Well said. Alderwoman Smith.
Thank you. I think everybody wants the same for our children. There's no doubt about that. I
Mhm.
think the question is our responsibility to our taxpayers to know where the money's going, how it's going to be spent. So I just make the motion, we get a financial plan, statement, a presentation, not just for y'all to come up and present that officially where we have time, not this late. If it's, why would you not want to see what the plan is for the money?
Well, I have no problem with that. But can I say
Okay,
this?
I made the motion.
A motion has been made.
This is
I have a
ridiculous.
second. Alderwoman Hall has seconded the motion. Further discussion.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I do want to say this. They were not at the meeting that we had in November. Mr. Mayor, you and I both were there. And they went through all of the finances as to where they get their funding from, what they do with the funding. And I'm not here to justify, this is factual information because the Democrat put a great article in the paper. Ms. Sabrina was there. She heard all of that. It has to be the buy-in. It has to be buy-in. If you're going to hold someone in captivity, and I understand this is taxpayers' dollars, I never want to see not $1 waste. We all want to be good stewards of taxpayers' dollars. And because I'm a taxpayer, I want to see my dollars spent wisely. Okay? But again, we invited this person. I thought we had them on the agenda, and I do think we need to bring her to the podium to speak. And even though you said that, I think we need to bring her to the podium to speak.
Mr. Mayor.
You want to constantly
Right now, we have a
silence.
motion on the floor.
Mhm.
We need to dispense with that motion before we go any further. Alderwoman Hall.
Yes, funding for Boys and Girls Clubs comes from federal, state, and local grants, philanthropic groups, from the Boys and Girls
They
fundraising.
said that. I agree with you.
Anything from the coffers.
All of that was said in the
Alderwoman Hall
meeting.
has the floor. Alderwoman Hall has the
Hit it
floor.
again.
From grants.
Hit it again. You are
philanthropic
rude.
groups.
Nobody
And that's
interrupted
where
you.
the
I'm
Point of
so
order.
sorry. Alderwoman Hall has the floor.
And I think 93% of Central Mississippi's funding comes from grants and philanthropic groups. And that's where the national board funding comes from, excuse me, as well. So I'm sure that they gave a grant in the amount of $100,000.
Alderwoman Smith, we're almost at 9 o'clock and everyone's very tired and testy. Could you restate your motion?
The motion is just to have them come back with a presentation that shows the financials, how the 25,000 will be spent, what the plan is, just the details, like we would want from anybody that we're.
Not tonight.
And not tonight. I mean,
No.
I would
I
like
hear
to
you.
request-
I hear you.
I've got the floor.
I'm just agreeing
Your-
with you, Sarah.
Your motion then would be
Vote
that
on
they
it.
come back, that can be done at the next
Yes.
meeting.
Nobody
That
is
could be
against it. Nobody's against the Boys and
Could I
Girls
say
Club.
this?
We just want-
When they do this, it needs to be more than just 5 minutes at a board meeting.
It does.
I think if the board could have a work session with them at 5:30 to give a 30 minutes before the 6 o'clock meeting to go adequately through the numbers and see everything, I think that would be more reasonable. If that is, if that can be a part of your motion, put some specific, we can't
I'll
keep
add-
kicking this
No, I'm
down.
not trying to kick it. I'll add at our next
Okay.
meeting at 5:30, we'll come
To have a
early for a
work
work
session
session and
At
get
5:30?
the details of presentation that then I can go back to Ward 3 and say, this is what the plan is.
The
And I
next
don't
meeting
have
is a
that
morning
now.
meeting.
And call for the question.
It is a morning meeting. Is,
Yeah, we can come at
it's
10:30.
11,
We can come at
so
10:30.
10:30?
Yes,
Is
we don't
this
need to wait.
acceptable?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I need a call for, who seconded that motion? Alderwoman Hall is what has
Yes.
been described accessible to you? Okay, I would like for, call for a question so we can proceed to a
Call.
vote. All right, the motion has been described. We will have a work session at 10:30 30 minutes before the next meeting and the regular meeting at
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes,
Before
the ayes have it, motion carries.
Before we adjourn.
I have a couple more to my
Oh, I'm
report.
sorry.
I'm so
Excuse me.
sorry,
Go
Alderman
ahead.
Fraser. I'm trying my best.
I'm sleeping.
I know, we're all tired. And everyone up here needs a little bit of a pass tonight because it's been tough what we've been dealing with the last few days. We've all been worn out. The property policy for the city of Natchez expired. Thank you, Megan. On 12/31/2025. We have secured renewal quotes both for the city of Natchez. The total expiring premium for the city of Natchez is $551,223. As you can see from looking at the quote summary, which we have provided you, the crossover property and acceptance indemnity equipment auto physical damage options appear to be the most cost-effective options for the city of Natchez, with a savings of over $200,000. Retroactive approval needed to begin January 1st. The coverage has already been bound. We are not uninsured, but because of the holidays and because of our shortened meeting, we're just now asking. So this is the motion. We need approval of new insurance coverage for the city with crossover insurance for building and personal property coverage and acceptance indemnity for equipment auto physical damage coverage effective January 1st, 2026. Alderman Davis, chair of our insurance committee, has made the motion. It has been seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. That's some savings there. That's some savings there. Thank you
I just
to
wanted to hear
Johnny
what-
Byrne for doing such a great job at our request of shopping the insurance. The letter of gratitude we have already gone over. I want to just say this, a cleanup update. I have just received, as of just a couple hours ago, they were about to have the last person restored in the city of Natchez. However, they've had another last minute outage. They're working on that right now, but the number is in the low single digits. Very likely by tomorrow morning, 100% of people in Natchez will be back on power. This is amazing. Entergy has in this region over almost 4,500 outages since Sunday. The majority of them, vast majority here in the city of Natchez, working around the clock. Yes, they do have to take OSHA breaks. Sorry, they can't be out there on 20 hours no sleep in 20-degree weather, and you'll get what you get.
Absolutely.
I can't believe people demanding that Energy be out there at midnight working on their power. That
They
is
can't see.
unreal.
Yeah,
They had one
it's not
man in
safe.
Louisiana electrocuted. One
There you
man.
go,
not safe.
Alderman Hall. Thank
They have to
you.
wait till Saturday.
I have seen Facebook. Where is the decency? On my way to the meeting tonight, I stopped by to thank an Energy crewman right over here on Linton. This is the bottom line. In less than 2.5 days, they've gotten almost everybody restored. That's unheard of. I guarantee is better than the rate anywhere else in this state. We are so grateful to Tim Runnels. We're grateful to Haley Fasackerly, and he's the CEO of Entergy, and he's been on the phone with me this weekend. But we, more than that, are so grateful to the crew members who have done this work. Also, we are grateful to Southwest, Alderman Davis. They've had thousands of outages, and they have been working it with, close to 150 crew out there working. We also owe a debt of gratitude. Yes, Alderman Hall, I'm glad you mentioned our fire department. Just last night, they dealt with a fatality. And I want to say it was someone who was familiar to me, an older gentleman, Richard Johnson, who was trying to keep warm using propane because his power was out in the trailer out in the county. And our sympathy to his family. Our firefighters have it rough. We don't know what they go through. And our police officers.
That's right.
Sheriff Patton, Chief Green, everyone working together, Brad Bradford, and we started the weekend with everybody on a group text. First time we've ever done that. And the city county emergency management sheriff, police, public works, city, public works, county, everybody on the same thread. And I believe it was our early preparation in addition to answered prayers, because this storm could have been a lot worse than it was.
It's gonna be colder this weekend.
And
It's
it
expecting
is.
another Arctic
However,
blast.
we don't have precipitation in the forecast, but people do need to continue to watch their pipes even tonight. We have more cold weather until early next week. But thank you everyone for that. I want to say this, the cleanup update, Alderman Smith was right. Get it to the edge of the street best you can. We now have a limb truck, hopefully in time. Meridian Waste, working with City Public Works, can get it clean. We are watching to see if the governor issues a Category A declaration of emergency. He has already issued a Category B. But in order for us to be reimbursed for outside help, we have to have a Category A. He may do that, and we're watching. It would allow us then to bring in Looks Great, who has been our outside help in the past under an emergency provision, to properly get everything cleaned up. Duncan Park's a mess. We have a lot of problems out at the cemetery. But unless we can get reimbursed, no, we're going to have to do it in-house and utilizing Meridian. So just stay tuned and we will see how things go. If the governor has that declaration, I say let's go for it and take the heat off of our local public works crew. Yes, right.
City parks are scheduled to reopen tomorrow.
Great announcement. All city parks scheduled to reopen tomorrow at 12 noon. That's a lot of work behind that announcement. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. I do want to say this. Thursday at 4:30, we're asking the community to come out for another community engagement meeting. We've had several very good meetings to discuss the Forks to Freedom project. $24.5 million is going to be spent in the city. We're getting citizen input. Everything from Devereaux Drive to St. Catherine to Jefferson Street, everything around Forks of the Road, intersections even downtown to improve them for ADA accessibility. So again, Convention Center, Thursday, 4:30. Neil Schaefer is going to be conducting this meeting, and we invite everyone to come out. The Mississippi Songwriters Festival is all a go for Friday evening. We will have over 50, 60 songwriters at venues around town. On Saturday, we'll be at the Civic Center, and some great talent coming from Nashville and other places for Saturday night. There will also be an after party at Smooth's later in the evening, Saturday night. Now, I have one final thing, and then Alderman Frazier, I'll come to you, but I just have to say this. I developed a very dear friend here over the last few years. His name was Willie B. Jones. And Willie B., as we called him, Constable Jones, served as a police officer for many years here in Natchez. He started at our police department. He then became a constable, elected official for 2 terms, chose not to run again. He would have won in a landslide, but he chose then to end his career again at our police department where he started. And he retired a year ago. We gave him a great send-off right here. And he suddenly passed away 2 weeks ago. It is a heartbreak for us. It was a stroke. It was something that was unforeseen. He had one, overcame it, but this one got the best of him. The service will be at Pilgrim Saturday at 11 a.m. I will be there. He was very close to many in our police department. And in fact, he was a double first cousin to Commander Jerry Ford and very close to the Ford family. And so please keep his precious, beautiful wife and their family in your prayers. And I do ask that when we adjourn tonight, we adjourn in honor and having a moment of silence for the Honorable Willie B. Jones.
Yes.
That concludes my report. Alderman Frazier.
Yes, I just have one quick thing here.
Yes.
I had one of my constituents to text me in reference to, I don't know how true it is, the elevator senior citizen. Are y'all having problems with that elevator?
I can update you on that. It is true, and we have authorized the repair, and we had a meeting just a few days ago. So the elevator is being repaired, but there are a number of other issues at the senior center. We had a meeting to address them. We're getting quotes, and there will probably be some more information coming your way. We also have looked at quotes, much less than prior reported, for repairing the swimming pool there. But when you add all of it up, it is a lot, and we'll need to have some more meetings on that. Thank you, Alderman Frazier. With that, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn in honor and memory of Willie B. Jones. The Honorable Willie B. Jones.
Yes.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded
By Davis.
by Alderman Davis. Motion carries. I know it does. Don't even need a vote on that one. Let us have a moment of silence. Thank you, Father. Amen. Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Mayor.